got numbers.
We got numbers. All right, guys. Cleveland Moto Podcast episode number 409,999. Light them up, boys.
What's my beer, John?
Up your...
Yeah. Is that Jan and Dean, I think, right?
Yeah.
Give me some time.
You know what? I had an album. My dad had an album, and it was called Hey Little Cobra and Other quarter mile hits or something like that. But it was a long play album that was all car related songs. Yeah. And that's how you know as a child you're going to be challenged. But now you work for them, so now you work for Summit Point. Summit.
You know what's funny is like all the cars I was at the Detroit Autorama last week for work.
Tell us.
All the cars, when you turn the radio on, they just play all those songs. I don't know how it happens, but they're just all there.
They have their own micro FM station.
Yeah,
that's pretty easy. A micro transmitter. Not expensive.
That is a Beach Boys song, right? 409, Phantom 409.
Giddy Up 409, I think, was Jan and Dean, and Phantom 409, I think, was somebody else.
That Phantom 409 is about a truck.
Oh, yeah.
409 was a Beach Boys song.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
Whatever.
She's
you
so
can research it on
She's
your
so fine, my 409.
Yeah.
She's so fine, my 409, my 409.
Yep. Got it. Check.
When I take her to the racetrack, she really shines. Giddy up, 409.
To save everybody the trouble of going to the Detroit Auto Show, unless you're there and you want to, it's the same, like 300 hot rods you've seen at every Autorama for the last 35 years.
Oh, yeah.
Upstairs. But then downstairs in Detroit, that's where the cool was.
So that's, yes. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's the downstairs room at that particular hall is the badass room.
Yeah. That's where all the rat rods and cool 50 shit and like, not like the glammed out, like this thing doesn't ever drive anywhere. Like the guys downstairs still had rubber stuck to shit. Like it was really cool. And I sent a couple pictures to you guys. There's a dude coming to Mid-Ohio this year. He's an insane collector. He's not a collector. He's like just one of us kind of guy.
One of us.
He finds,
That's true.
But he'll find like whatever the rarest monkey bike is.
Yeah.
And that's the one he goes for. And then he's down to like, he's the guy that's like, and then in the first year, the serial numbers went to 607. I have 605.
Oh my god!
But his I'm not kidding. He had an SL70 that was like off the boat, like perfect.
Yeah.
He had the silver.
Yeah, you sent a picture of the SL70, and it looked like it was out of the box.
Yeah, it was insane, and it had a factory sissy bar that they've only made 3 of. So like that was his. He was like he paid. He goes you wouldn't believe me how much I paid for that sissy bar.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. NOS, baby.
Like those stamped sim racks that I have, like there only were 3 of them.
There were 3 of them.
And
so they were actually prototypes.
Now I'm mad. I got rid of the dick.
Oh, again, the dick.
Only one.
Yeah.
Do you remember at the Autorama, they used to have this one that was like a glass hearse. It was like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you sat up really high.
Yeah.
I mean, the driver's seat was like, it was almost like something out of the Monsters.
It's a carriage.
Yeah.
It's a carriage style, but that's the Boot Hill Express or something like that. Yeah.
That was really cool. I always thought that was cool.
I'm going to say it. George Barris. Or is it Chuck Barris?
No, I think
just say Mr. Barris. But
that would be smart. I would say
that would cover that.
Everybody knows the name Barris.
Chuck Barris did the Gong Show.
He had, but
that's the difference,
Chuck
right?
Berry.
All those cars were there. They had, I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of geek out on the Munsters cars and all the Chuck Barris, like the ones that were like
George Barris.
They looked like the George Barris, but they look like the like BMWs, like that little yellow dragster looking thing with like one headlight here and one down here. Like all those were there. That was pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, George Barris did go through a period of time when the man could do no wrong. He had Munsters money. He had all the good things. And yeah, that stuff's all fucking amazing. You know, I mean, that's really cool.
I would really like I was eyeballing some of the really wacky ones, like the space looking ones from the
the bubble
60s.
tops.
The bubble tops.
All the bubble tops.
Yeah, that dude right there, that exact car.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I wonder what's on, like, I know it's fiberglass, but like, did they start with foam, cardboard? Like, what did they use?
They started with cocaine.
Yes. Well, wait, that's still a little early for cocaine?
Oh, I don't think it was ever too early for cocaine.
LSD, maybe.
I think cocaine was barely illegal back then.
I think you're right.
That's true.
I think
It was still in the Coke.
It was still in Coca-Cola.
in your better soft drinks. Yeah. But yeah, as a kid, I had these model kits.
Oh, yeah, no, I had that one on Hot Wheels.
Yeah, wasn't that cool? I mean, the man was totally fucking unhinged. God bless him. Right. And that's cool. I mean, that's pretty neat. When you have a Revolutionary War themed coach, that's a real thing. That's not fake. That's not Photoshop. Today, that would be Photoshop.
And this is kind of why modern car builders depress me.
Well, sure, right, because everything looks like a Taurus.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a fifth wheel on a dune buggy?
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
the funny thing is, the cab of the vehicle is unmanned.
A 1,200 horsepower dune buggy.
Right. Yeah. And I believe that is twin engines. I think those are two V8s up there.
I think those are two
yeah,
V8s
I think
up
that's
there.
two V8s.
With, yeah.
But when you look at something like this, one can say, there will never be enough drugs. And I believe the name of the band in the back is Paul Revere and the Raiders.
I was going to say that's Paul Revere.
So that's Paul Revere and the Raiders in the back of that particular coach.
Yeah. But I wanted to leave you one last thing about the Detroit thing.
Yes.
So, Phil, you had said many, many years ago that, as much as you love the guys and everything, the KZ100 or KZ1000 guys, and 900 guys, they're your kryptonite, right?
They are
when
my
it comes to-
kryptonite. Yeah.
So I found out what mine is.
What's yours?
Being a guy that has to wear Summit gear and they can see you coming from the Summit booth with a camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was accosted by people.
I'm sure you were.
How could you pass this? Get over here. Let me tell you about this. In 1934, I was born, and then
Oh God,
dude,
because you're wearing team colors.
oh, dude, they figure if they can get me on their side, free parts come a rolling in. Dude.
So you don't just ride old man magnets, are an old man magnet. Yeah.
Oh, no. You're getting old man left and right.
It's part of my job.
Oh,
now.
no.
I can't get away
Do
from
you
it.
ever feel like you're not being heard? Well, that guy over there with the Summit shirt, he cares.
The best thing to do, Steve, is to tell them you're a subcontractor.
Yeah. I don't
Say
know.
you're a subcontractor for Summit, and
for anybody-
I can't really help you out much.
For anybody who wants to know what 1977 sounded like to this young man, the album was called Hey Little Cobra and Other Hot Rod Hits by the Ripcords.
Hell yeah.
And it was the Ripcords, and I believe they were just covering, questionably, all of them. The Queen, Hey Little Cobra, Here I Stand, 409, Ding Dong, 44 Time, all these things. I played this album until I wore through to the other B-side.
But you know what's interesting? So back even in the 50s,
Yeah.
it was cheaper for that record label to hire musicians and replay it and
Yes.
just pay the cover fee
Absolutely.
than it was to license the fucking song.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I 100% guarantee. But I absolutely assure you that with my JCPenney stereo that we had in the basement bar, and I'd move the speakers on the bar right close to my head, and I'd sit between them like the world's biggest headphones. Bose ain't got shit on me. And that was a AM FM 8-track with a phono.
Do you remember Dr. Demento?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so you played on like Sunday night, or it was like Sunday night.
The program was called Laugh Damn It on WUJC, and I DJ'd it in
you did?
1986. And I did. I sat in 4 times for Doug Krasinski. He was the host DJ, and I sat in
that's
4 times
awesome.
for him. Yeah.
But once a year, he would do a show on all vehicles, like all cars.
Yes. All the songs are car related.
And it was, I would listen to that show, 52 weeks to
Yeah.
hear the one week that he did the car related shows, because they were the best songs. Like,
And again, Dr. Demento show is classically curated.
Yeah.
And that was Laugh Damn It was hosted by Scott Krasinski at WUJC. Now, the fact that I remember that, but I couldn't remember my mom's phone number tells you where my fucking brain is. But that's a real thing. So first, to take care of the news, just because we should, not that we wandered into the land of
Now in the
car
news.
shows. Yeah. But I did want to bring up that Patreon, we have some sick puppies out there.
Oh, God.
No, I think we need to have a talk with our listeners.
Sicker than us.
Yes, because the only person sicker than us, dumber than us, what have you, are people that want to spend too much money for the privilege of calling in and being on this shit show. So Adam Hockenberry did bump up to the fucking legend level I can't understand why he did that.
Hockenberry?
Jake Johnson just became a $20 level patron.
Oh, it really is the fucking. It really is the parrot, the fucking legend. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the fucking legend level.
Is that the dude that's like, I'm yours, drinking, and that Jake
Look,
Johnson
I do
or
know that
something?
Jake Johnson is an artist. I don't think this is them.
No,
It
Jack
might be them.
Johnson.
Jack
Oh,
Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Right.
Sorry.
Anyway, but yeah,
I was gonna say,
Hawkins-
if he's got a
Jake
ukulele in his
Johnson.
thing.
yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm sure in his way he's an artist too.
I'm sure they all are. I guess my ultimate takeaway is thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think Billy Carter was president?
No, seriously, for the people who are supporting us on Patreon, that is a big goddamn deal. And when we threw out the $20 level, I honestly didn't think anybody was going to jump on it because it is a lot of fucking money. And we do respect the living hell out of that. But if that's what it takes for you to have a voice on this podcast, well done.
Well, it buys us a lot of booze.
It does buy us a lot of booze. And more importantly, at the end of the day, that's content, folks.
Yep.
When these poor bastards call in for their 10 minutes of fame.
That's what, I see it as us being the real winners when
I
these people
feel-
come on our show.
Absolutely. That's less work for all of us, right? So I fucking love that shit, man. That's so cool. Anyway, that's rad as hell. I have no complaints at all. That's bad as fuck. I love it. So, John,
Yes, sir.
somebody bought a bike. Did you guys buy a bike?
Not yet.
Oh shit, wait, it goes on?
Well, we're trying.
Tell me more.
So, this is the elusive white whale.
This is the white whale.
I've wanted one of these. I've
As long as I've known you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Been looking, I've seen them before at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah.
This is the CL125A.
Yeah.
For those of you not familiar with that, that is a twin cylinder 125 fed by a single carb.
Yeah.
It is the scrambler version of what would be the SS125A, which was a
Fuck, that's cool.
twin carb. So these, I had a chance actually one time to ride an SS125
Yep.
down at Mid-Ohio, and the motor was like a sewing machine. It was just like this cute little, you're talking 275cc cylinders, it started easily, effortlessly, no vibration. I'm sure it's not going to go 100 miles an hour or anything, but that motor is probably
62
yeah, it's early 60s. So
cc.
oh, thank you.
You're doing the math. Thanks.
Yes, I wasn't. Yes,
62.5.
I was thinking it was a 150.
62.5.
It's actually a 125. So you are correct. But so this motor is probably the next generation of what would have originally been in a 125 Bentley, an early Bentley. So this has recently come up on Marketplace. I saw it. He was looking through some bullshit. And I'm like, what's that?
My wife actually found it last night, but she had it on her phone in the morning. But she said you were asleep. I didn't want to wake you up, and it's like she should have just woken me up.
Yeah. No shit.
So I saw it, and I'm like, oh, that's a CL125A. And I'm like, look, see, it's got two cylinders, two pipes. It's a rare bird kind of bike. So the guy's asking $1,000 for two of them, and he said they both have titles. I'm talking with him. We're up to $1,300 now, and one might.
Yeah, because John reverse negotiates.
Wait a second.
Well,
Hold on.
well,
You were at $1,000 for two.
he. Okay,
No,
so,
1,300 for one.
so he said earlier. When I contacted him, he came back and said pending. I said, hey, if they fall through, I'm your guy. I'll be there to pick them up. I want them. I don't care. I'll give you the $1,000.
Right.
No questions asked if somebody flakes. He sent me back a message later on today, this evening, and said, I have 3 people who have offered me $1,300, but they can't pick them up till Saturday.
Give me his number. I'll call him and offer him $600 for the pair.
And
he'll call you right
back. Call you right back.
He said, and I believe, that he had 75 messages.
No doubt.
Because the one alone is worth the money because it's a really nice, looks to be pretty original. I wouldn't know till I see it in person. And that's the one that has a good title. The other one has a title, but somebody signed the buyer's name and it's from 1968 and it's Arizona. That's probably not going to work. One you probably can title. The other one's a parts bike.
How I could tell that one of these was going by at Mid-Ohio is my left arm got longer. John had snatched my arm. So,
It's got a bad title. Sign me
out
up.
of nowhere.
Well, I'll take. He can have the one. He can have the nice one with the good title. I'd be happy to get the scrap back, just to even ride it at Mid Ohio, or even have it in my possession.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. Let's talk about, because this is, I mean, whether or not you intended for this to happen, this was today's homework assignment.
Oh, yeah.
And that was,
I thought it was disqualified because you said 1969, and these are a 64 and a 68.
Yeah, but
Leave it down here. I mean,
I'm going to say
we're going to eat the whole bag.
the
Just leave it here.
overall production numbers of this thing are so low,
Yeah.
and you don't ever see them.
I mean, I like to say there's no such thing as a rare Honda.
This is getting close.
This is sort of rare.
This is getting close. It
No.
really is.
All the what is it? All the Sandcast guys will probably yell at you for that.
And they made 7,900.
I know, right?
Yeah, I
It's like they're not rare, guys. They're just CB750s that are really badly cast.
Right.
Yeah, it was. It was what we like to call an honorable first effort that probably should have just been called a prototype.
Yeah.
So that's everything that happened after half cast.
Yeah.
So anything that happened after half cast was clearly the way that manufacturing had to be. Everything prior to that was, let's run it up the flagpole and see who salutes.
Yeah.
And once everybody saluted, then they went, okay, we can now actually do real casting.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing sand
Half-ass,
casting.
yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right. So yay. So that's pretty rad.
So I guess if we wanted it,
Yeah.
we can go there. He said he gets home around 3:30 tomorrow. He's in Wadsworth. If we take $1,300 out there,
Game on, buddy.
Just
I'm
keep,
there.
just keep the door
I'm going
locked
there
and
to
you can
get
go with them.
Go at it.
His name isn't Fred, is it?
You ain't into it. I'll do
Can I
that.
borrow a trailer?
Ben,
Fuck.
Phil, can I borrow a trailer?
Of course you can.
If you're out, I'll be in, dude.
Of course you can.
well, that's what I figured. Like I said, keep the. I don't care. I just want to get it closer to me. So I don't really have the money to buy it right now.
Yeah.
Ran.
But if we can get it, that'd be cool.
Look, this is what Patreon is for.
Right.
Is buying
Yeah.
stupid shit.
This is the Cleveland Moto Patreon stash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just buy it. I don't see any reason in the world why I wouldn't buy that bike, but the concept, like the
It
whole
could be cheaper, but
well,
yeah.
I disagree in today's market.
I sent you
Yeah.
a link. I mean, the link,
Yeah.
the one that's nice,
Yeah.
is real. Looks like
It's real nice.
I'm like, why wouldn't I want
The
that?
one that's nice is real nice. And this market right now is a little wacky. Like if it has a title, you can generally say $1,000, right?
That's why I was like two of
I
them,
mean-
and they said he had two titles, but I'm talking with him more. I don't think the one title is going to work out.
I paid $1,000 for a really, really nice CB125 with no title. So if you're paying $1,000 for this,
Right. Yeah, that's a fair exchange.
He said the one title's from 1970s, but the owner signed it, but the buyer's part is open. So
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
You're
fair.
good.
Oh, dude, you get and this thing's the fucking. It's like the cafe or oh no, wait, is it? Or is this a different thing? That's not the one you sent.
Well,
okay, so that's a picture of a Bentley, but
That
that's
is
a
the
one.
Bentley.
That's kind of the similar motor. That's
right.
okay.
That was the motor that predated this one, and then that's kind of the same motor.
The bike that popped today that people got fired up about as being a dream turned out to be a 160.
A CA
Yeah,
no,
Oh, it's a 150?
It's a CA 95 150
150.
Bentley.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
I
you look
couldn't-
at the motor, you can tell by the points cover and stuff. The Bentley has fins.
Yes,
The,
yeah.
the 160 has the typical
Yep.
smooth,
The knuckle.
kidney
Yeah.
shaped.
I thought it was the 305 when I saw it or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's not worth what they're asking
Because he wasn't asking too much.
he's not
for it.
asking too much money for it.
Seems he could probably get even lower. Yeah.
But I guess the concept
If it's
is
still there 5 hours later, it means he's overpriced.
when people say, this is a Honda Dream, everyone's computer automatically registers 305. Right. So the trick is, though, the difference in value between a 305 and not a 305 is
Yeah.
pretty significant. So doesn't matter what iteration of not a Honda Dream it is, it will be about 50%.
Gilera 106 or
Yeah.
Gilera 124.
It's a great example. Yeah, there's a giant gap, and that gap is 50%.
For those of you playing at home, all state.
All states, yeah, and it's a 50% gap. So that's pretty rad. I've got my old Honda sitting over there, in the shop that I love dearly. When you ride it, it reminds you of how that it doesn't have a lot of CCs. So, but it's fine. But I love the idea. This parallel twin 125cc thing is just fucking great. We were talking about that early.
There's no reason at all to build that.
Is the Yamaha Twin Jet? Is that
the Yamaha Twin Jet is a two-cylinder, two-stroke, 100cc.
Right. That's small.
So you're 250cc cylinders.
So the Yamaha Twin Jet
if my math is right, Steve.
It's math to you.
Math.
That's Sir Math.
And Bruce is all geeked on those. I mean, he built one with expansion chambers and everything like that.
Yeah, but I guess that in my hunt for always the strange and unusual technical bikes, a Twin Jet, as far as I know, might be the smallest two-cylinder.
Well, if my favorite little two-cylinder is the Suzuki Stinger. Have you seen a Stinger?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up just because I'm having trouble with that at the moment.
That's two vertical. It's like two Yamaha motors stuck together.
Is it? That'd still be 100 cc's, wouldn't it? Okay.
Wait, what?
The Suzuki Stinger and the styling on it's really cool. It's got high pipes. It's got two pipes that stick straight out the back, like mid-level.
I like
the tank is like this really cool.
The Yamaha Twin Jet. I really like the Yamaha Twin Jet.
Well, because I like any bike that has chrome panels on the tank.
Correct. So that helps. The pointy gas tank has always confused me on the Twin Jet. The pointy gas tank I've never really understood, but I do respect the little rubber flap on the back of the fenders.
Yeah,
I always like those.
Man, I'm a sucker for the little rubber flap on the back of the fenders. Yeah. I will admit that extra little bit of mud guard, and
the Ural has one too.
Yes, and I've had Super Hawks, I've had Black Bombers, I've had all the bikes that have them. Yeah. So maybe the part that I like is just that. But the Stinger, so we'll pull up the Suzuki.
Have you ever put one?
So I think the Stinger's a 125.
Yeah.
There might be a 100 and a 125. I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I thought they were the T125.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was the T125. They make a bitchin' cafe racer.
It is cool. It's the coolest little bike I've...
Yeah. Again, if you want to win the... Check me out. I'm like so
that green
cool.
one. I like the green and the yellow one.
Yeah. The Stinger, because it's horizontal and it's violently two-stroke for 125cc, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that would do it.
That's pretty fucking cool. If that doesn't get you excited, especially with that, that big honking drum brake hanging out there, it's kind of a... I mean, none of us are 5'2" and 105 pounds.
Right.
So we would all look dumb on it. Mm-hmm. I mean, admittedly.
It wouldn't stop me. That's never stopped me before.
And neither would that front drum brake.
I mean, I look dumb stopping right here. Sitting right here. So what's the difference?
I mean, of all the little tiny bikes like the Honda Dream 90, that's a cool bike. I mean, that's a really, really cool bike. But yeah, a multi-cylinder two-stroke with that tiny displacement, that's pretty fucking cool. I mean,
even there was the RD60, but that was a single.
It's a single. Yeah, it's a single. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure somebody right now is shouting at the fucking radio.
What is the YR1? I think that was it was still a twin, I thought.
I think that was a twin, yeah. They are YR1?
Yeah, no, it looks like single.
I think it's a twin.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's been a while. So, yeah, it is a twin.
YR1.
It's been a while since I worked on that.
But that's bigger displacement.
That is bigger displacement.
That's getting into a bigger motor.
Yeah.
The one when everybody came in and was kind of like, it's a multi-cylinder 125.
Oh, yeah.
The bike that immediately jumped to my mind was arguably one of the most questionable, poorly designed for heat management ever motorcycles I've ever worked on was the Intellijet Formula 125 with center hub steering, because it wasn't just the Intellijet Dragster that got all the weird love.
Yep.
The Dragster had one cylinder. This has two.
Oh, yeah.
And this is liquid cooled. So it's a liquid cooled parallel two-stroke 125 automatic with center hub steering.
I kind of every now and again I kind of look for the motor just by itself, and somebody in California actually had a blown one a while ago, and I went, I'd fall on that bad decision.
Yeah, Neil.
I almost bought an airplane today, and you're calling buying a motor a bad decision.
Like Neil
real-
Schaffenheiser or whatever.
real airplane?
right,
$1,500.
Yeah. So
That's
Fucking
right.
real plane.
Neil did have it.
A
Yeah.
World
Yeah.
War One plane. The motor
now
works.
it was-
It's a Rotax.
Really?
Swear to God,
That was a replica, though, wasn't it?
it's a replica.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's a full scale. It's a
Right.
Curtis Jenny.
it's a Curtis
Why
Jenny.
did you buy it?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I gotta have an airplane in the back.
Bad
You know,
ideas,
You
come on.
have a landing field?
You're in a room full of enablers here. You're telling us why you didn't do something.
Yeah, that's true.
well, my whole point of saying that was that your bad decision is.
Oh,
the
yeah,
motor.
yeah, no, mine, yeah, no.
That's not that bad, dude.
Now, my question is, did they import the Honda 250 4-cylinder into the United States?
I don't think they did. A little tech tip for you about the Intellijet Formula 125. That the temporary tag lasted longer than the motorcycle did. So I do not know. A buddy of mine.
That's the case with
Yeah.
most
A
Intellijets.
30-day tag or a 90-day
And that's
tag?
even with
30-day tag.
that's even with the Marini motor, which wasn't horrible.
We had everybody called him a Taljunk, but
Yeah.
the Intellijet, our buddy Tom Carpy bought one
Yep.
and went to a lot of trouble getting it.
Yeah, and they went through a lot of trouble trying to tune it, and then blew it up every
and
time.
Blew it up. and
And then
he put a Vespa motor in it.
with no rear brake,
Nope. Nope. Center hub steering.
center hub steering, no
P-series
brake,
motor, no rear brake.
blew the disc out of it. I think he still got the body somewhere.
I'll bet you he does. I'll bet you he does. And again, what a fiasco of just
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
good money after bad. It's just a terrible tragedy.
Because of Tom Carpy and that Intellijet, I didn't buy one. I bought the Aprilia SR50.
Yes, right. And
Good decision.
Yeah,
Much better
It lasted me. It
decision.
lasted me about 11,000 miles, and then the light didn't work for the oil, or somebody ignored the light, wasn't me, and blew the motor up.
Yep. That's pretty much par for the
I
course.
did see a YouTube video. It was like a moped. I don't know if it was a Motobacane or whatever. Vertical cylinder, but they took two motors, chopped them, stuck them together, and made a little twin, and it was super cool. That was like, ooh.
Depending, some of the Marini cases are pretty much just box modular, so you can cut and chop and add pretty easily. I could not find any 250 for Honda in the United States that wasn't.
Twin.
Well, the closest you can get, I do not think we sold the CB250K here. I don't think that.
I thought there was some.
We had the
250
200 twin.
I thought there
Yeah.
was some 250 twins.
Were there 250 twins? Yeah.
Because I know you could get the Dream.
Oh,
in a
you know what?
250. There's two
fucking all the Nighthawks. So,
And the Rebels,
Yeah.
too.
So all the
Yeah,
Nighthawks.
that's-
You can get like the CA or the CB72.
I was
is a 250.
foolishly thinking too far into the Wayback Machines. Definitely no 4 cylinders. Yeah, definitely no 4 cylinders. though.
Honda made a
But, yeah.
254 in Japan, the Hornet.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like a CBR.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cylinder multiplication.
But I think our smallest 4 would have been 350.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the 350 would have been.
God, those sound so great too when they're running all
They
4 pipes.
Ooh, yeah. When they're running right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When they're running right, they're a delightful little bike.
Yep.
It's weird how much
Yeah.
sound plays into how good a bike is.
Is the shop actually? Is the shop open right now? I wanted to go look for something real quick.
Yeah.
Can I go back there?
Yeah, of course.
Here, just in case.
Go that way or this?
Yeah, I think John's got his keys.
You got your key?
I have a key.
Yeah, he should be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take this one though.
You can go to
Whatever.
where you like, yeah. Yeah, shop's open though. It is a funny thing. And when you consider how the small displacement bike is not the way most people live. The most people say like anything under 600, I don't even want to talk about, right? That's everybody who walks into the shop for the most part.
As somebody used to tell me, well, I could take that for a little ride.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost big enough.
Yeah. We did not get the bike that I always liked and I kind of was keeping an eye on, but we never got, was the 250 Hornet. And we never got a 250 Hornet. That was something that we didn't get in this country. And
That was a 4 or 2?
yeah, and the 250 Hornet was, and I feel like we kind of missed out on that.
You can barely get people to buy 250 twins.
You can't, and that's really
They had to take the CBR to 400 just to get people to think about buying. it.
So let me ask you something. So when these companies bring these bikes out, couldn't they do like a thing where like, hey, we're not going to really bring this to North America, but we're going to have a 2-month window where you're allowed to order.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So like they're not like, or is there? Do you have like is the dot shit so expensive that they can't do it for there, or is it?
I mean, this is dumb insider baseball stuff, so I'm not going to belabor it. But so DOT on the back of your helmet, and DOT on your sunglasses, that's free. DOT is free. You just sign a thing saying that I promise that this is legit. I promise, like, no shit. That's it. Everyone's like, do you know how much it costs to get something DOT rated? I do. It's nothing. It's nothing. You're literally just saying it's DOT.
I'll lend it. I'll lend you the
Here
fee.
you go, buddy. That's it.
Yep.
So DOT's free.
Okay.
NHTSA, it's a different story. Customs, totally different story. So when you talk about getting something homologated for the United States market, that is $1 million operation. So for the company that you love, I'll try to find a pretty good example out in the world. Okay.
Derby.
Derby. Derby's legit.
Yep.
Okay. So
I mean, that's a legitimate company that's not in the United States, right?
and I was a Derby dealer. So
Yeah.
when I worked at Supersonic Scooters, we were Derby dealers, which is, you talk about an uphill battle.
Bring up everybody's favorite bike,
Which one?
the GPR.
The GPR, yeah, right, yeah. So we had a very small shop in Columbus, Ohio, and we got signed up to be a Derby dealer, and when I tell you that being signed up to be a Derby dealer meant a hell of a lot to us scooter fanatics who had two-stroke running in our veins, that meant we could actually have a street legal two-stroke 125 that we could sell to the general public. And it was exactly not much faster than the Intellijet Dragster 125 or
It's
the
just a
Dragster
lot of
180.
just a lot of shifting involved.
It's a lot of shifting involved, right? And it's spending a lot of time around that 15,000 RPM mark,
Yep.
right? Just up there, right? And remember, at the same time, we couldn't sell Aprilia, but Aprilia had their GP bikes,
Yep.
their 250s.
The RS250.
The RS250, which was a wonderful motorcycle.
RS250 Cup Challenge.
And if you were careful, you could buy the light kit. So you could buy a bike that was not street legal
Yep.
and then call Aprilia and buy the Aprilia RS250 lighting kit and make
Like
your
a flashlight with a rubber band.
Oh no! It was legit.
Yeah.
It was legit.
There was a guy in New Orleans that had one very early on.
Oh my God, man! This was 1999. So just so people who kind of want to know the history of things, the Aprilia RS250 SP, you could buy that motorcycle, and it is absolutely not street legal.
Oh, it is. It's bonkers.
It is not street legal. However, if you had $2,500
More?
more,
Oh.
you could buy the lighting kit. And the lighting kit would then make it street unidentifiable. It would just be, you had lights now.
Yeah.
And so that would make things more challenging for the law enforcement officers. So the common tip at the time was for people to buy an Aprilia 49, get the title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could buy the RS50.
Oh, sure, all day long with the title.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get out of their own fucking way.
Yeah.
But they were moped legal in a lot of states.
Oh, yeah.
So you could get moped plates for it on an RS50,
Right.
get the title, buy an RS250, add the impossible to build it yourself wiring kit for the headlight, tail light, and turn signals. At first, I laughed myself silly saying, what kind of an idiot would spend $2,500 for a lighting kit? Mm-hmm. But then we had one come into the shop. The guy brought us the lighting kit, and he brought us the bike, and we installed the lighting kit. Worth every penny. Because
it come with fairings and stuff?
It comes with a stator.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It comes with a new front fairing.
Okay.
Yeah. So you do need
it has a magneto.
Yeah. Yeah. It comes with.
It has the extra lighting coils.
It does. It has lighting coils because the original track bike did not have any of that shit.
Right.
It comes with the provision for a very small battery because the original track bike didn't.
Right.
So the original track bike was constant loss. So having the lighting kit turned it into a street legal, not in our state, motorcycle, but then you had your title for your Aprilia 49. So who cared? you'd run your plates. And we had a couple of guys running around Columbus that had these things, and they are wicked, is the only way I can say it. A 250cc Aprilia two-stroke is very underwhelming if you shift it at lower RPMs. However, if you let it get into the third or fourth over rev, like harmonics happen, and the bike just fucking goes plaid. And even at the time when I was in shape and I was only 185 pounds, this bike kind of fucking lit me up a little bit. It lit me up. And I was riding at the time.
Is it manageable?
Totally manageable.
But like in a turn, it doesn't
manageable.
hit or something like a normal, like a two-stroke.
It is. It's. Oh, this is going to be boring. It's not boring anymore.
But then once you're up there, you can kind of roll.
No, you just stay up there. You just live up there.
That's who it was.
The problem was that you couldn't. I mean, as much as I'd like to sing its praises, it's still a 250cc bike, right?
Uh-oh.
It's not going to snap your neck like a 1000cc leader bike, but it also weighed about 180 pounds. So pretty fucking cool. John, did you find something you left back there?
He's been looking for carbs for his CB354.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I had a rack, or I knew I had some parts.
Yeah.
I don't see the rack. Maybe I gave those to Luke or something.
Luke has been doing CB354 projects.
I think this is the float poles and the floats and needles for
people.
No. The more important thing is another box out of the back.
Right. Thank you. That's exactly right.
I can't believe this, but I mean, I haven't been here for a long time, and my toolbox is still sitting back there with an incredible amount of stuff still in it.
Only because he hasn't got to it yet.
Oh God, which one is it?
The one by the thermostat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
That's
anyway,
fair.
but to further illustrate, of a Honda CB350F, 4-cylinder, you are fucked without carbs.
Right.
And carbs you can't get. And
You can buy used ones for like $275.
and they'll be almost as bad as the ones you're taking off of.
Yep.
What makes them so unobtainable?
There are 4 of them. They're very small.
They're tiny?
Well, how tiny though?
I don't know.
Because like the Chinese guys are all
You
like.
think you could use CB400F carbs on it though?
That's
what I
my
would-
logic. So my logic is you could use my Coonies and you could substitute because they're not that far apart.
I mean, what size are they? They
That's what I'm
20s?
saying.
I want to guesstimate that they're like
17s. I thought they were.
yeah. I am looking, but I would feel
You really don't want to build a rack of VM20 or
26.
Yeah. 20.
So-
Are they 26?
well. I don't think that's,
That's too big.
conscionable. I think that's too
You
big.
could do the old school like
if that's
4
the-
separate carburetors with a 4-into-1 throttle cable arrangement, just using cheap Chinese carbs or whatever.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. Yeah, like
He wants to do a plenum.
Right.
Where just take one carb and put like a pumper carb off of like a DRZ 400 or something like that.
Yeah.
You might do, but you don't really need that big of a carb. You probably want it small.
I don't degrade the performance. I mean, I don't care about that.
It's a 350.
it'll
but
have
it's
good
not a 350
mid-range.
single, so you don't really need, 400 cc, 350
No.
Be a
You're
baller.
something tiny.
you
TMR
get the-
carburetor kit.
Yeah.
My Cooney CB400 SF
Wow.
typically runs between $1,300.
I was going to say you're putting flat slides on
Those
the
are-
CB400.
Those are like the CR,
I have no problem with this.
I'm sorry. I'm sure somebody.
CR
I'm sure
flat
somebody.
slides.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody in racing right now is just going, dude, my CB400 with the flat slides. Dude, really?
I am so happy that
Like-
this exists.
I know. I know.
There is nothing like a flat slide.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, people put them on Lambrettas, and I laugh. So it's not much different. I got a 32 flat slide on my Lambretta. All right, dude, rock and roll.
So the key in for the CR26
Yeah.
is the setup for all of them, the CB350, the 400F, the
Yeah.
504. So that is the rack that you want to buy, $1,250.
Oof.
Now, game on.
I mean, if I had a, jewelry quality, nice original condition. See,
I still wouldn't put CR carbs on anything short of 1,000. So I'm sorry.
26 seem awfully big.
On a 354 probably.
But again,
Depends on how much porting you do.
that's the same carb for a 350 to a 550.
Yep.
right? So what does that mean? It's all going to be your main jet.
Yep.
It's all going to be your starter jet.
Yep.
So it's going to have a redonkulously small starter jet, and it's going to be clipped the fuck up
God,
on the main.
Got a 350 on that. It's got to be a dog off the line, but 500's got to be doing good.
Again, it exists.
Yeah.
So I have had people tell me that thou shalt not buy a CB350F because carbs do not exist. I'm looking at them. So in the fact that I am actually looking at them right now, and the only difference between me and all of the not running CB350Fs on the planet, which are adorable looking.
Oh, yeah.
They're beautiful bikes.
You know, to be fair, if you get a 350F for free,
Yeah.
and you spent $1,200 on the carburetors, you have a $1,200 CB350F.
I see no problem with
So
this.
that math works out.
I don't have a problem with $1,000 CB350F and $1,300 for a rack of carbs.
I mean, like I said, if it was a mint condition CB350F,
I think the 3B, to me, my dumbass in particular, I think that the CB350F is more handsome than, and I'm going to say this and you can all fucking hate me, the CB400F Supersport.
yes,
I think it's better looking.
I like the green one.
I think it's more classically styled.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the red too is also awesome.
Yeah.
The red is a good looking bike. There's one in Chagrin Falls.
I like the green ones.
for a year.
Yeah, the
green is
green's my
definitely-
favorite. I'm not gonna lie. That Honda green.
The Bacchus green metallic.
Bucyrus.
Bacchus Bucyrus.
I always said Bucyrus.
The Bucyrus green metallic. The Bacchus green is, I've had all those CB500s that were Bacchus green.
Yeah.
I'm a fool for that color.
It's not the same though as
No.
what's on that. Like that's more,
it's
of,
more
a
of a forest
mossy.
green,
It
yeah.
has more brown to it. It's
Yeah.
a different. Yeah.
Lighting makes a big difference with these.
True.
It's not like the
How bad
500.
they're faded.
Yep.
Also true. The top of the gas tank will be brown turning orange. I don't care what color it was when it started.
Yep.
Yep. But I think this gas tank is more stylish.
Yep.
I think the overall motorcycle has a classic British look that I find more attractive than the CB400F. And I say that from my position as the president of the CB400F Supersport Approach. I mean, I own 4 of them now.
You own half of what the known quantity of them.
Right. I mean, I've got 4 at the moment. And that being said,
I didn't know you still have 4.
I still have 4.
Hoarder.
Yeah. I know I'm a bit of a hoarder. But I think if I were to own it
Have you seen the back of the shop?
in the green,
Oh, yeah.
We're having a yard sale.
I think we need to have a yard sale. That's a good idea.
Well, I have one with a rack of carbs and I have one without a rack of
Yeah.
carbs. So, I mean, I have a whole set of carbs and I have a complete, everything's good.
Yeah.
But the one that doesn't have the rack of carbs is the one that I want to just try a single carb.
Oh, a plenum.
All right,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I have just dawned on something here that's important to note.
Okay.
The CR carburetors, you still got that one up? Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, I do.
Those fit for $1,200.
Yeah.
$350 to $550.
Yes, they do.
You know what that tells me?
550s will fit on a 350.
There you go. You just have to bring them down.
I have a 550 and a 500 and a.
Watch.
I like the logic on
Watch
that.
the spacing.
I like the
Why?
logic
This is
on
my
that.
job. Literally,
Yeah.
is to figure out. Well, you can't get that crap, so let's get some other crap.
I didn't hear you say that those will actually fit on a 500.
Well,
So
no.
maybe just the tubes in between them
They
are what
might
you'd have to
change the
replace.
distance.
Hold on,
on
wait
that.
for it. Nope, sorry guys.
Oh, it's a pull down menu.
It's a pull down.
Oh,
So they are not. I
womp
didn't.
womp.
I knew there was no way.
Now wait a minute. No, he hit it. He hit it right.
Yeah.
If you change the distance between the carburetors with the spacers, you might actually be able to put 550 carbs on a 350.
It's not spacers.
There's a
though.
lot more to it than that
Right.
because there's going to be a mounting plate that they all
Yeah, the
mount
mounting
to.
plate is
No,
what. That's
no.
what does them.
Well, no,
and
you
all
just-
the linkages and everything, like just to go.
Because when I went, I mean, I did no small amount.
The
of,
linkages for them might be on slotted shafts, so you might have a set screw. You
Now,
might be able to.
The bigger thing I'm worried about here, because all that crap you can make up on, but if it's the different diameter carburetor is the only thing I'm worried about, because if it's the same diameter carburetor, I can fudge everything else.
Yeah, the rack. That
That spacer.
that
yeah.
spacer is kind of critical.
Yep.
When I
you
have
can oval out the holes and stuff like that.
Well,
though,
the other
maybe.
thing
I
too,
mean,
though, is if you have a destroyed set of 350 carbs, you can pull all that stuff off of it and put it on the 550.
well, yeah, I do.
There's some thoughts here.
I'm curious.
I actually think it's easy. I like his idea of doing
Yeah.
a plenum
yeah.
with a single carb because
Right.
the whole build for the bike that he
Yeah.
wants to do is take everything off of it, just have the motor, the frame.
Yeah.
Like, stupid. He's going like steampunk.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine. And
Or
doing
you're
a
gonna
forward.
cut the back and put a little fucking loop on it, and then you're gonna.
No,
Kidding.
See, the coolest idea I had for a bike was if you had a water-cooled bike, make the rear fender
the
like
radiator.
flower, and make it like out of copper tubing,
Yeah.
and make that the radiator.
Yeah, make that the
Just
radiator.
like as it comes around,
Yep.
you just have quarter-inch copper tubing, and you just made it, or stainless steel tubing, probably be more durable. but make that
Honda absolutely never had a problem ever using the tubes of the frame to be an active component of the cooling system.
Right, to put oil on them,
He
right?
says farcically as he looks into the microphone. Yes, because every Honda Magna that used the frame tube as a segment of the cooling system, people would be like, oh, that's really weird. My frame is leaking coolant. And it turns out that non-homogeneous metals have a weird electronic galvanic reaction to each other when they're near each other. And it only gets worse when you put coolant in it, glycol-based coolant,
Yeah.
which
Heat it
really
up.
turns it up. Yeah, right. And can you make it warm for me too?
And they
Maybe
should have put
about
a little
270.
rod. They should have put a zinc rod in it as a sacrificial rod in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anode,
suddenly in one of the
cathode.
fittings should have had
So
a zinc
while
rod.
we're overthinking this,
I was going to say, okay, and look. Okay, Steve.
no, you're not wrong. I'm just
Steve?
saying while we're overthinking this.
Steve, on which page of the owner's manual does it tell the end user how to change that sacrificial anode?
Got a hot water heater. It's just a little plug. You pull it out.
Fair game, and it can be that way too.
To be fair, it's only going to matter 25 years later after it's been parked in a garage for 25 years. But and somebody else comes across it and tries to turn it into a cafe racer and starts hacking the frame.
Every CB350 has an oil slinger. Every CB350 has an oil slinger. Every CB350 has never been cleaned.
Yep.
That's just it. I mean, the idea of destructive, or what do they call it, deferred maintenance.
It's always a joy when you pull the side cover off and you're like, oh, look, chunks.
yeah. I do love this. I do love the idea of sticking a rack of CRs onto
Can Coquito go bad?
I don't think so.
We'll find out.
Find out.
It's been in the fridge the entire time. I don't understand why you're worried. Yeah.
Colon blow.
Oh, God.
So just because we are,
What's that green stuff floating around?
just
in
because
there?
this is a completely abnormal podcast,
Christmas cheer.
Why is that carbonated now?
aside from the fact that John in his
Yeah,
garage,
they're chunks. They're chunks. in it.
you gotta shake it more.
I'm gonna
That's what my wife says.
Every time there's chunks, just shake it more. All right. Okay,
getting old.
so
Is that a big one?
I propose to my friends at the podcast, I propose that since John has the big one that I bought, the Honda CB1000 Big One, that this is the Honda CB250F, the inline four-cylinder 250 liquid cooled Hornet, aka the little one.
Lilin.
I'm intrigued by the idea of having a big one and a little one. Sure. And do you know how like the big one has the strange 18-inch wheels?
Yeah.
The little one has a 16-inch wheel.
So they're actually,
They're actually
'Cause
littler
the
than
big
17.
end, for as big as it is, the wheels are not. I mean,
They moved them up one size. So instead, a big one to make the wheels not look stupidly small,
Yeah.
the wheels are 18s.
Yeah.
So on the Honda Big One,
And they still look too small.
and they do look too small.
Oh, the back one's a big one. Yeah.
The back one is a big one. So I think it would be fun in one garage to have a Honda Big One and also have a Honda Little One. Because
Well, now, here's your question.
yeah.
Because you're talking about no, you need small, medium, and large.
No, because
Well, I thought I was okay.
Well,
because
no.
I had the CB1 and I had the big one.
Right.
So
Yeah,
then I kind of was like, oh, that same hunt, but
Yeah.
that would even be better.
Well, I mean,
better,
Or your medium would have to be like a 600.
no. There's the 250, the 599, and the 919.
yeah. You could have the whole collection.
You could have the whole
of
collection of
Hornets.
all the Hondas.
But
in one.
but I do respect the CB250F Hornet,
Yeah.
the little Hornet,
Well,
because
Hornet.
it has the under seat exhausts, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
Which I will admit I'm not normal
But
for.
they missed an opportunity. They should have called that the Stinger, because you had the Hornet, and then the little guy is the Stinger.
the big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so we were talking about the CB350 Fs and
Yeah.
the 400. The most gorgeous thing I've seen is a Super Hawk with that CB350F motor hung in it.
Yeah.
And apparently it doesn't take a lot. Like the one or two of the holes actually line up, and
wow.
you just have to build a mount, and you can put a 4-cylinder in a Super Hawk.
Yeah.
Or I've actually seen one where they took that 250 Hornet motor, liquid cooled, and put it in a Super Hawk. So imagine that.
Wait, where did you see that?
Dual cert. I mean, I saw a picture of it one time.
Okay. All right.
Super Hawk.
Honda Super Hawk, liquid cooled. Now
It
it's
was in the, it was in the forum
250
section
Hornet
of
motor,
the.
you know,
Should I
like,
do?
I'd have to.
I would do CB77 too, so I don't get the VTRs, right?
Yeah, maybe CB77 with
Liquid cooled soup.
Johnny Mac gets all his motorcycle info from Pornhub.
But it's hard to look up because I even had a hard time finding like the Super Hawk with the CB350.
The CB. There we go.
Holy shit.
That's a good looking bike.
Holy
That's a beautiful bike.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Damn.
It looks like it's factory.
Holy fuck, is that good looking, dude? Look at the little radiator.
Yep.
beautiful.
Oh, it's so good.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
John.
I want to build one. Let's do it. You have a CB. You have a 305. You have a Super Hawk
I have a frame.
You probably, like, let's get a motor or something. I thought we could easily, because you had an extra 350F or 400 motor at one point.
Yeah, I do in my garage, in my shop.
So you could do that one easy.
Yeah, but that's air cooled.
But this would be even better.
John, this is beautiful.
That is so good. That looks like some shit that like Alan Milliard would build. You know what I mean? Like,
It looks like it was meant to be.
Dude, this is gorgeous. This is truly spank worthy. That radiator isn't fucking visible. It looks like it belongs there.
Yeah.
It looks factory.
is the hose red that's going from the radiator? Is that or is that part of the frame coming down?
No, that's
the
the
frame.
that's the black.
I don't know, but there's
No,
a big
the red
dent in the
one. You
tank
see
where the
the red
guy's
one?
fucking
Up
hard
here?
on.
That's the frame.
Okay.
Yeah. It mounts right at the
John,
top.
this is remarkably looking at.
Can you imagine how hot those pipes are?
No, not
in
that.
between them, in the middle two pipes.
I thought it was
liquid
going
cooled,
down
though,
to the
so-
motor.
It's
liquid cooled.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why
John,
I'm
like
If it was an issue, you'd wrap them.
that frame is remarkably stock. So who the fuck is going to donate a liquid cooled?
Crashed one. Somebody had a crashed one.
But where are we going to get?
Oh, where are we going to get it?
Yeah.
It's gonna have to come from Europe.
It's going to have to come from Europe or Japan. Exactly.
What's the rules about that? Can you import a motor without the frame?
Yeah, I can import. Yeah, that's fine.
Because that's not a vehicle.
Yeah, it's not a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
But I saw that and I was like, oh.
This
Yeah.
is
So,
this is
so what this
dangerously
requires
gorgeous.
is a plane ticket to Tokyo.
Oh my god, this thing is so fucking nice.
Weekend there, and then a little bit of shopping and a little bit
And
of
it
fun.
actually still looks completely
It
rideable.
looks beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks great.
It's almost as beautiful as a GL 1200 with a 3F engine in it.
With a V-dub motor in it.
Do they say who built this? Does it have anything about the picture or who the guy is?
I don't know, dude. I'm
3L, sorry.
I'm so enamored. I literally am hurt by this image.
I'm so happy now. I hurt your
God,
I made your motorcycle bone ache.
this hurts. I mean, this motorcycle, this thing is so beautiful.
It is. It's really good.
And not only is it just, okay, it's not just that it's pretty. It's that
It's right.
it's right.
There's
and
nothing. It's like it should have been.
it's literally the way it should have been. And it loses nothing. It loses nothing of the original Super Hawk.
Nope.
So to have this motor that's going to put
It
out,
looks like you could yank that motor out and put the old motor right back in.
it sure does. The motor hangers and everything looks legit. And we have to do a lot more research on this because, yes, I've seen the one with the 354 cylinder running around Mid-Ohio, the air cooled.
Yes.
And it's pretty. It's beautiful.
And I talked to that guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah.
It was a
I don't even know.
drop-in.
He's like, yeah, 2 of the bolts fit from
He's
the
like,
motor
the
mounts. I just had to
sprockets
do
lined
something
up.
here and
He said the sprockets lined up.
Yeah.
He took a parallel twin 305 out, installed a across the rails 4-cylinder 350, and he's like, the sprocket lined up. And I was like, fuck you. I don't want to hear about that. Don't tell me how easy it was, you cock.
No, tell me exactly how easy it is. Tell me exactly what you had to machine, because if I'm going to have to build this thing, I want to know exactly how to build
Jesus Christ. The liquid cooled
it. Yep.
motor. We have that frame. That frame's sitting there. That's the one where we gave Smith the motor after he blew his up. Oh my
that little
God.
CBR, that 250 Hornet motor, what,
Yeah.
16.5 is probably the red line?
I think that might be where they start warning you about a red line might start coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that's-
I'm convinced God, that thing is gorgeous.
That is such a good looking bike. Man.
16,000. So red line is 16,000 on the Hornet. 40 horsepower. So 40 horsepower, 14,000 RPM. Probably a 63 speed transmission.
Yeah.
No, 6-speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, why not? Damn.
Blazing top speed of 72 miles per hour.
108, baby.
Oh.
112.
Would you really want to do 112 with that drum brake front end?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was still thinking about the motor. It was.
I love drum brakes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
at
fine.
102
It's
miles
fine.
an hour.
It's
What do you
fine.
want?
Well, if you use it one time, it'll stop you.
The
It's
super.
not awful.
You know,
like some of them are like you're thinking scooters too. Like that's actually,
No.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my Moto Guzzi Ambassador.
Yeah, which
at
is also
any speed with
860 pounds.
The dual leading shoe BMW front brakes are good.
Yes, they are.
Oh, you could actually hear it howling, trying to pull itself down to speed.
I'm having so when I look at this picture of this bike, I'm having a little bit of difficulty determining exactly which motor they put in there. We got to do some more research. Okay, we will find if you're
I
a
thought it was a
podcast.
250 Hornet motor, but who knows what it is?
Okay, if you're a
And it doesn't
podcast,
have to be. Like what else could you put in there? Who else does Yamaha? I mean, we could put.
it could be a 304. It could be, but it is a Honda motor for 100% sure.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with this project, if you know what this bike is, and you're a podcast listener, it is clearly a CB77 frame with a inline 4-cylinder liquid cooled Honda motor. Left-hand drive output. If you know what this is, and it looks,
they might see. I'm pretty sure my Super Hawk. I'd have to look at it, but the chain's on the other side.
I think it is.
So you just flip the wheel back.
Yeah,
you know,
that's not. That's
Well, and you can see by this picture, there's a giant spacer between the hub and the sprocket, which I have no problem with. Here's the game. If you, as a listener, know more about this bike, let us know, ClevelandMoto at gmail.com. We are curious because we have the frame.
we have the technology. We can.
Yeah,
build
we
it.
can build this.
We have the Peter beaters.
Oh, man. It's such a pretty bike. It does not. Yeah, okay, great. Fucking hurts me, man. All right, so today's homework project.
Oh boy.
So anybody, raise your hand if you'd like to be the first person to talk about a bad motorcycle.
Well, I'll go ahead and
You'll
start,
start,
since
Tom?
I gave it away earlier.
Yeah, you did. What?
I gave it away earlier.
You can't show your hand in the text chain.
So yeah, no, you got. I don't know the rules yet.
Right, okay.
I'm still shiny fresh.
That's fair.
So we're talking about horrible motorcycles from 1969 on. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I believe.
I thought you said rare, not.
Yeah.
Well, rare horrible motorcycles.
Right. The
Sorry, I didn't get the horrible.
Well, no.
part.
He asked for amazing ones and not so amazing ones.
Oh, what made it great? What made it awful?
Yeah, what made it great? What made it awful?
Exactly. I truly believe that in every fail, in every ultimate motorcycle failure that any major manufacturer comes out with, hiding inside of that is a great motorcycle. That there's somebody in the marketing department was like, this is the best thing ever. And then somebody else said, well, then fucking go do it, Dave.
I think.
Well,
mine is a pretty good
to be
example.
fair, my example,
Yep.
the V35 and V65 Magnas did exist.
Yeah.
So as a result,
Yeah.
if we're going with this logic of what Honda did and people that copied it,
Yeah.
please bring up the Ducati Indiana.
Sure.
I thought that was an interesting bike, but it's kind of like the BMW. What's the BMW?
R1200C.
The
Yep.
Bond bike.
Yep.
You know, it was.
The R1200C is actually a really, really good bike.
I've heard a few people who have
Yep.
owned them have said, "Oh, it's
Yep.
a great bike."
This bike was Kajiva's answer to the Magna.
Yes, I completely agree.
This is the reason why this bike exists,
Yep.
and it only exists for 1 year for a very good reason, because nobody bought it.
This picture I have pulled up right now.
Yep.
I'll open this up in a new tab so that the folks at home can appreciate it.
I'm interested about the motor itself because it's
It's a 650 Ducati.
Yeah.
That's what is the Panta, or is it the
Panta.
later one? Yeah, as the Panta 650. I have the Alzura, whatever you want to call it, which is the 650 Super Sport.
So the picture I brought up for the folks at home.
that's pretty modified.
Okay.
yeah.
The Indiana.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell
That
you
might be an Alzura, actually.
that this is the best a Ducati Indiana can ever look.
Oh, yeah.
No Ducati Indiana in the history of Ducatis has ever looked this fucking good.
Yeah.
Because what most of them look like is a shit show.
Yeah.
So most of them do, in fact, look like this, and most of them, in fact, really do suck.
Yeah.
But they got the double horns. They were like Honda has
Okay.
double
yeah.
horns.
We don't
That
like.
is-
We already know we don't like the look.
Now,
Swayback horror.
Do me a
but-
favor. Do me a favor and bring up the Magna of the same year. It looks
Exactly.
exactly the
It
same.
does.
Kajiva was not wrong.
No.
But is it? Oh, but as a bike, it might not be a bad bike.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
it's still a Ducati 650.
Yes.
So
it is.
it's still going to be stupidly fast. Mm-hmm. Just in the wrong frame. Now the Alzura is actually a really nice. Like I said, I've got 2 of them, so it's not a horrible bike. I just
So
Now-
at this particular time,
I guess what I was getting at is what Phil said is behind every awful bike, there's
yeah.
also some.
there was a
beautiful
lot.
stuff.
There was logic to it. It just failed.
Yep.
right.
Now, I mean, do I still want one? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
And
I have seen one in 20 years.
right.
It was at Barber Motorsports in the swap meet, and it was the rustiest pile of junk. And I sat there for 5 minutes trying to. I passed it at least 6 times trying to figure out whether or not I was taking it home. And it literally would have just sat next to my Alzura doing nothing but rotting.
Oh my, that last picture was interesting.
Did you see what the last picture was? I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a 1985 Honda VF 500 with a
This is like those. This is like those guys at Off-Road Gold Wings. Isn't
yes,
it
it is. If you-
Kudos to this guy. That's awesome, dude.
okay, so
Now, if we're gonna get into controversy in off-road, because your other half of that was great bikes.
well, I'm just gonna. I did now that we've walked down the rabbit hole of V twins.
Yeah.
To define what this photograph is for our people who are listening.
There's a guy that did this with a Sportster, and I still don't understand him.
Auditorily only for our folks who are listening at home. This is the nomenclature for this, if it were correct, would be the Honda, and I'm going to get this right, MT500, no, strike, MTV 500 Elsinore
Yep, this is right.
V4
Yep.
chain drive,
Wow.
triple disc brakes, square headlight, because fuck you, dirt bike. One, bless your heart, excessive use of Continental TKC 80s.
Yep.
Big gold rims, which we all love gold rims. Gold chain on the back.
Yep.
4 goddamn liquid cooled cylinders. A VT 500, a face only your mother could love gas tank, but painted in the green over silver Honda Elsinore livery.
I love this.
With Honda side panels.
It's a face only a KLR owner could love.
Yes, it's artistically cut apart frame, right?
But you know what? If he would have put that back fender underneath the loop, like the back,
Oh, you mean just take some air away from it?
it would have been way better.
I'm not. You're not terrible because it would go back to the Elsinore having the lower
loop.
Yeah,
the
but the
lower
loop.
loop, lower frame. I might have even gone to the trouble of spending 20 minutes and welding a loop back there.
Sure, something.
I might have welded a loop back there.
You know.
I think it has one. I think the fender is on top of it. Is that what? Is
No,
that, or is that a tail
it's
light?
not. It's just a Unfortunately,
See, I thought he was going over.
Well, E for effort.
they're just squashed.
okay.
Yeah.
So the frame tails are just squashed.
It does look. I'm not gonna lie. It does look cool.
It looks fucking cool. It looks fucking cool.
Dude, if that was at Mid Ohio, he'd get blowjobs from old men.
You're right.
I mean, the ATC height on the front fender is a little weird, but okay.
You're right. The front fender height it should be more of an Elsinore.
Yeah.
It should be lower.
yeah.
The square headlight is just
Exactly 3.5 inches off of the tire.
yes, exactly right. That's all the travel you have, so you're fine.
I mean, he could have hung a mud flap on the front of that and really brought it home.
There's a mud flap on there, Steve. It's just a tiny mud flap.
Yeah.
No, but he should have hung a fucking
Oh
mud
yeah,
flap.
big floppy mud
Yeah,
flap. A
that's
big
all those-
floppy. Yeah.
Piece of inner tube.
When we did the G400C Scrambler, I made sure to have a big floppy mud flap on it, and I bought a period correct one from Dixie going out of business kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Wow, this is
Yeah, but then Honda came out with the Adventure 1200, that VFR 1200 Adventure, which is worthless.
Yeah, the VFR 1200X. But anyway,
What is that?
not to just take. It's
yeah,
It's the 1200 they sell in
Think
Europe.
of holding like a 100-pound weight over your head and riding a motorcycle, because that's about how balanced it was. So
I know exactly the bike.
It's the
I liked it because it had the BMW wheel, like it had
the VFR
shit.
1200X. Yeah. Well, so anyway, thank you for leading us down this fucking rabbit hole.
Well, I mean,
This thing is, this motorcycle is tragic, but it's epic at the same time.
This isn't where I was going.
I can hear the
my eye.
I was going to say, it stopped you, it stopped me, and I can actively hear the carburetors clogging.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That thing doesn't run for shit. He rides away and it sounds like a twin. It's like on two cylinders.
That bike is running on 2 until he gets to about $8,000.
Yep.
Well, sticking with this theme, I'll do mine if you want.
Wait, Tom, wait, I do want to hear. Because part of the homework assignment, I did read the homework assignment.
There were 2 parts to this.
So yes, there were 2. Each participant must research and explain an extremely rare motorcycle from 69 or newer. Explain what made it great or what made it awful. Why was it so rare? It must be a production motorcycle. It must not be a prototype or one of a kind. All right. So, Tom?
Now, you know I'm a snob, and I've already gone European, so you know what I'm picking next, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
The R80ST.
Oh, no. We don't need to. Yes, you're right about that. But can you do me a favor when you look at this particular motorcycle?
Oh, gosh.
The Ducati Indiana 650.
Yeah.
When you're looking at this particular bike, can you help people understand, was this motorcycle sold in America?
Oh, yeah. No, it actually was. Absolutely. No, this is right after Cagiva was saddled with Ducati in the early 80s. So that you had this.
You could get an elephant.
You had the Indiana.
Right.
You had the elephant, and you had the Alzura. They all 3 were sold in the United States of America.
This is tragic.
This you can only buy one. This is only 1 year.
Yeah. The back.
And they do exist. I have seen, like I said, I tried to buy one time and was told no, and I've seen one other one in pieces.
The rear wheel disc.
No, that is a real
rotor
bike.
is bigger than the front wheel disc rotor.
To be fair, and I mentioned this as well. The Marini.
Yeah.
The Marini. What you call it? With the Centaur? No, wait. What was it called?
5.5.
No. Not that one.
2.5.
The Marini they also sold here, which is just as ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that called?
That was in your text message.
It wasn't my text message.
Excalibur?
2 inches. There you go.
Yes, the Marini Excalibur was also sold here.
Yeah.
Which is just as horrible.
No, I argue that
It's even worse.
I argue.
It's got that straight up and down gas tank.
You can buy this bike.
I have to argue that the Moto Marini is far more offensive. As much as the 100, as much as the ridiculous 120-degree cylinder orientation on the Ducati is tragic in a cruiser, which it is tragic in a cruiser. This motorcycle wins the I have the most strange erection right now.
Well, it's weird when dirt bike racers come and get the forks from this so they could get extra travel.
They both have the same front wheel, by the way.
They sold this at the same time they sold us the 3.5 and the 500.
Yeah.
So you could buy this bike. Right. Now,
if you had recently been kicked by a horse. The logos on the side panel are made in kindergarten class. The arch, it truly was done while looking through the bottom of a bourbon glass at a VT 500 Shadow.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, oh my fucking God, this thing, that is just a tragic.
Oh, yeah.
Their designer, they felt bad.
It's a tragedy.
He was an inclusive hired because he couldn't. He had problems with perspective.
If you want to ask about horrible bikes of the past 40 years, man, I got you covered.
What was the...
I can draw a Harley. I can do it. I can draw a Harley.
I can draw Harley.
I know I'm in the right room right now. Because the only thing that is more vile
Fantic chopper
was the Fantic 50 chopper.
Oh, yeah.
But at least the Fantic 50 chopper...
I don't. What was the bike though that Cam had there for a minute?
That was the Yamaha Virago 50.
Oh, God.
And the Yamaha Virago 50 was a face only a mother could punch.
Yep. Because it is in the same line as the Marini.
Yeah, it is. And it is also horrible.
Yeah.
It is awful in every regard.
Because everybody was trying to get a cruiser in the 80s without going, well, maybe Harley's got it right.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Because even Honda was looking at, well, how do we build this thing in such a way that it doesn't look like a Harley Davidson? 1 inch. 1 inch?
Yeah, it changes. Really
Yeah, I get it.
drastically.
Harley can't have it wrong because they're the bike that.
Well, they
everybody's
haven't changed it since, 1949? I mean, it's the exact same bike in different colors.
But this, I mean, the Excalibur
Changed
You know what?
3 iterations of their engine. I mean,
Here's where I have to say that I think that
that's about it.
okay, so the Excalibur has a solid rear wheel disc. Points for being bold, right? It unfortunately has the Honda VT500, aka Yamaha 750 Virago, as my wife calls it, the fat girl saddle, because it's all cushion, all pushing all the time, right? The gas tank is almost dead vertical. I mean, I haven't had a boner like that since I was 14.
Monroe hanging upside down.
It is.
But is
yeah,
that is absolutely the Shadow 500 tank.
But you're right. No, it's not the Shadow 500 tank. That's the Shadow 500 motor.
Well, yeah.
They done straight up stole.
It's a new Rebel.
They straight up stole the 500 motor. They did, and even the slash cut exhaust they stole.
Yep.
And the side panel they stole. The seats they stole.
What if we took the Shadow and just went like this?
My God, man.
Do you think like was there a meeting at some point and they were all in the boardroom? It's like we're sitting here and they had that pulled up in front of them and they were like, yes.
Sell this hotcakes.
This is what we want to put our name on.
Now imagine, because this is that era. Imagine you're an Italian teenager and you want the American style, Americano.
Yeah,
Want to be an
that's
Americano.
Exactly right.
That's what you're going for.
That's exactly right.
Because that's what you want. You want that chopper style, but you want it out of the factory.
And the fact that
It looks like the Kawasaki 305. You remember that?
yes, absolutely.
yeah.
Well,
That's in the
Those were horrible.
Yeah.
this ridiculous
CSR 305.
Yeah.
the extremely over eroticized gas tank that we have on this motorcycle, this may win the most bonerific gas tank I've ever seen on any.
I say boob job. More boob job.
Yeah, you think it's
Pointies.
over pointed?
Oh, it's Dagmar.
It's Dagmar. Yeah, it's but Dagmar's I get
Frank,
that's
yeah.
straight out. This is quite this is horrible. I mean, this is horrible. I was
Who's looking at it upside down?
Who's
The
got
boob
something?
goes that way.
Who's got something worse?
Like
The
I said,
seat.
Marilyn Monroe hanging upside down.
so I was jokingly about to say the only thing that could make this worse would be if they did a Yamaha Midnight Special version of it, black and gold.
there it
Yes,
is.
they did.
And I believe they did. So fuck you. That's a terrible Tom, well done. You did not show up wanting. This is a terrible motorcycle.
Oh, that gets worse.
Yeah, it's a terrible motorcycle. Yeah. Okay, great. So that was good. Okay, next. Anyone?
Well, when you got to the dirt bike thing, I'll go there.
Okay, go ahead. Fire away.
So every person that bought this was named Chad, and most were sponsored by Monster Energy.
Oh, God.
It's the 2009 ATK
Yeah.
Intimidator 700. Yeah. A 700cc two-stroke dirt
yeah.
bike.
Yeah. And again, in the term, Misfits just covered big thumpers. The only thing I would say is more dangerous than the Dr. Big,
Yeah.
the 800, is the Dr. Two-Stroke. And a liquid-cooled two-stroke with all the ports.
78 horsepower stock.
Yep.
110 miles an hour.
It looks like Mr. Fusion.
It does look like Mr. Fusion.
Here's the thing, though. Think about this, because we all talk about,
It looks like Mr. On Your Ass.
It does look like Mr. On Your Ass.
but we all talk about adventure bikes or
Yeah.
like 600-pound bikes having like 80, 90 horsepower,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
This thing had 78 horsepower and wet. It weighed 238
I was going to say
pounds.
225, right?
Like, I don't even understand what that would feel like. Like
No.
that. And
No.
when the power band hit,
Yeah.
holy fuck, dude.
So,
You're just gonna see a flash of white light.
right. So, Frank
it's
White.
like when the witch takes off and all the hairpins. Chad's gonna take off and all the Monster Energy cans are gonna
There's just a thing of gel floating.
Yeah. So the bike for our European listeners is a Mako 700. So the bike's a Mako 700, and it was smuggled into the United States by White. Now White did white performance or white power suspension.
Is that the same as White Brothers?
It is. Well,
which is always really
that's not. That's different.
Which is
white,
always
right.
really tricky when you tell somebody white power.
It's white
Power.
suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you just want to
WP
it, you can WP it. And if you have to say white performance, I think that's also acceptable.
Yeah.
Did they add like a couple of like a bunch of ages? So it's like white.
So a little bit about the backstory. Steve, Sleepy, you are right. This motherfucker is really, really...
Now, see, this is the motor you want to stick in that CA97 frame.
Yeah, right?
Ready for Christmas?
Yeah. So short-lived project. Check. Brought to the U.S. by Frank White of ATK. ATK is its own jam, man.
Yeah.
ATK is its own thing. Rock on. We love it. Even though it says ATK on the side of the tank, it was the last vestige of Mako. That's right. This was the siren song. This is the funeral dirge of Mako. After family problems caused the breakup of Mako in the mid-'80s. The tooling and the intellectual rights went to a Dutch company. The gigantic two-stroke motor, as it turned out, was great to power sidecars. And that's what the company specialized in for the next 30 years. The engine was actually pioneered by Axel Kustel and built by Hermann Wagenbach for one of the many breakaway Mako firms that rose after. Again, I'm sorry, Steve.
I can't do it now.
You have to.
It's a moral imperative. Wait. What's the bar look like? The
sorry?
Germans are coming.
The Germans. About this particular bike, and I'm so glad you brought this up because I had fucking forgotten about it, which was the premise behind me saying, what are the weird
freshen
bikes?
your
I
eyeballs
just
up.
would like, yeah.
Just what are the weird bikes? Because this is what Phil's going to look now. Now Phil's going to be looking for these.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, next year at Mid Ohio, I want to take both ass cheeks fully off.
Have you heard of the Nazi knock knock joke? Knock knock.
Who's there?
We will ask the questions.
It's come to this, folks.
I love the picture of the Honda CR500 piston,
Like just floating in the middle.
like a hot dog in a hallway.
Ding diddle ding diddle ding, ringing the bell.
The piston looks like a hot dog in a hallway.
It's got to be like the size of a Folgers can.
It is ridiculous. That cylinder is seriously, wow.
insane.
That's like me in high school, right? Yeah, that's the first 40-year-old woman I went to town
When
with.
I say
yeah.
I've ridden, I have not been like on a trail or anything.
Yeah.
But I've ridden like a CR500. Right?
Yeah, me too.
And it's fucking scary.
Terrifying.
So I just can't imagine what this would be like, man.
Nope. So you see the kickstart lever on the side of this motor, right? Yeah. That's the last time your leg worked.
And look, it's left
Launch control.
It's a left-hand kicker.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
I was going to say the first thing I'm looking for is the decomp, and I don't see a decomp.
I don't see a decomp either. I do not see a decomp. I see a hole where the water goes in.
Yeah, no, that's the
a
water.
hole for the sparkulator,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I see a giant kickstart lever that is most likely going to kill you. Yeah.
So we're gonna start this thing off the electric rail on the back motor. Yeah.
I again, WP forks, obviously 48 millimeters. Everything about this bike is terrifying. 78 horsepower. Come on, 10.9 to 1 compression ratio. This is 685 cc's. This is, I love the bore. The bore is a nice even 100 millimeters.
The stroke's got to be super short, though.
It's 87 millimeters.
Oh, that's
It's still
wow.
long.
Yeah,
It's still a long stroke bike.
I could only see that like in sand dunes. Like if you're like that much horsepower, just like where you've got a straight shot.
Yeah.
You
Well,
just
to be-
spin the wheel off. It's never
To be fair, every time the piston rides to the top of the cylinder, the bike hops off the ground 5 inches.
Right. The bike weighs 238 pounds, 100 pounds per cylinder. Right? I mean, come on. $13,000 back in year of our Lord, whatever. Top speed, 110 miles per hour
A fucking dirt bike.
on a dirt
Squishy
bike with
suspension.
one cylinder.
You just put it in fifth gear and ride around that way.
Yeah.
Like 2 mile an hour.
It's just a hit and miss engine at that point.
But you know what though? Okay, so besides that though, if,
Yeah.
if it had that much horsepower, can you imagine the tractor, the 2-stroke tractoring that could do, like up a hill or something?
Oh yeah.
It'd just be.
I'm at this point. It does have a compression release, Tom.
Oh, good.
You'll be happy to know.
Because that way
It's probably cam based.
That way you
though.
don't break the leg the first time.
Yeah, I think it's probably cam based though. It's probably a roll. It's probably a flip
yeah,
over
yeah,
on
yeah.
a cam. It's probably not trigger.
Yeah.
It's probably you can't not have it, right? A lot of those bikes had
Some of them are activated off the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
right, exactly. So there'll be some of them will
A
have
little cable runs off
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
and some of them have a centrifugal cam.
Yeah.
That once you get up over
Well,
800
no,
RPM,
whoa. Hold on.
Yeah.
You've just said the wrong words.
I did.
Because you said cam on a 2-stroke bike.
Well, it's a cam
Correct.
on
It's a cam on
the crank.
valve.
Okay.
Right. So yes, on a 2-stroke bike, correct. It's a cam on the crank. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, wait a minute. We're talking.
It's centrifugal, exactly.
My head's not working here
No,
now.
you're right. You're absolutely
It's like,
right.
wait a minute. You're talking 2-stroke bike and cams.
Cams, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I do
He
not.
never rode 2-strokes. He just liked Liza.
Ah.
Okay, Sleepy. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
That's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
That is a 700cc single
I'm
two-stroke.
not gonna lie. If I ever get the chance, I would love to take a pull. Just not in a turning situation, but
Can you imagine the Mako version of that without all the good brakes and forks? And can you
no.
imagine the Mako version, which would be like honestly cheaper?
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't be as good.
But
Yeah.
now I also got mad respect for fucking sidecar racers too.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, no.
Right. Yeah. No shit. The fucking expansion chamber on this thing looks like an elephant's
Yeah, it
lower
looks-
intestine.
That's gonna say that motorcycle has
Yeah.
a lower intestine.
It has a lower intestine.
It's not a pipe.
Yeah. This is a fucking beast. I mean, this is a frightening motorcycle.
wonder
There's
Oh,
a
it
company
sounds
called
like-
Fat Cats that makes huge expansion chambers for
really?
the Kawasaki triples.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're oversized.
They're just way
but
big.
apparently
Yeah.
they work great.
They'd have to, man. But
I wonder what that
Game on.
sounded like, because the CR500 sounds when it's idling, it's like
yeah, CR500 is a bit of an angry. I'm gonna kill you.
Death.
It took a 290cc French single-cylinder dirt bike,
Yeah.
2-stroke, to fuck my life up at Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, right.
Imagine what a 700 would do. That's
what I said.
Game on.
How do cats like their steaks?
Oh, that was terrible. All right. Anybody else have another
I
candidate?
do.
All
But
right, Mr.
I kind
Hoffer.
of misunderstood. I mean, I read the thing and I thought it just had to be rare.
Oh, rare's
And,
fine.
okay, so this is kind of rare in the United States, but it's the exact opposite of what Steve was talking about. It's a Derby Sunda 50.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sunda?
Sunda.
Senda.
Oh,
S-E-N-D-A.
Senda. The
Yeah,
Senda.
Senda.
Okay,
The Senda.
right.
what
yeah,
have
the
you
Senda.
been searching that car is
I
there?
know, right? Go figure. I live a real.
There's so much herpetitis all
So-
over that computer. All the videos he's been to. I mean,
The Senda. All right. Okay.
Okay, so that's kind of like the antithesis of that Mako.
Yeah.
But for the record, we sold these.
We got a couple
Yeah,
of
This
those.
was legal.
Yeah, and that's what you said.
Yeah.
It had to be rare.
Right. It is
and,
rare.
and it is
Production.
rare, and
Yeah.
it's production, and
Yeah.
it's
No, those are
so.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
It completely qualifies.
Yeah.
so in its detriment,
Right.
it's it's got no power below 18,000 RPM. But in its but what I liked about it is,
Yes.
I mean, I actually got to ride one of these.
Oh, you did?
Because some guy bought it off some circus midgets and used it in the wheel of death or something. So
Oh, yeah.
So I was buying something else from
That makes it
somebody-
great.
poor thing.
Yeah.
No, so let me ride it, and it was, to me, it was amazing because it was feather light. I mean, it was very light, and it was so crazy to have a thing spin up to like 24,000 RPM.
Yeah.
And it was just very interesting to ride. I just thought it was a very.
Didn't you say it has 40 horsepower though?
So
It's
it does. And this is
That's insane.
Well, that's basically the GPR 50 motor.
Exactly.
I mean, that's literally the 6-speed 50cc
it's the
GPR
exact
motor.
same thing.
and
that's-
also it's got a carburetor instead of. I mean,
Yeah.
it's carbureted instead of fuel injected, and so. But I just think it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting bike that you can't. That's rare. That has. I mean, it's like it's not as good as.
There might be 10 of them in a garage in Columbus right now.
Exactly. Right. Yes.
Like one crazy man in Columbus is like, gotta get them all.
I had when Scott was doing Derby, I had absolutely no idea what this was. And we had a gentleman come in and said, you're doing Derby. Yeah. And can you get a Senda? And I don't know. So the call was made. The bike was ordered. The bike showed up. And I got to say 1999 maybe. I think.
Yeah, it would have been 99, 2000 because I was still in Baltimore at the time.
Yeah, I think it was. Because was Juris doing Derby?
Yeah. No, he didn't. He did Intellijet and Aprilia.
Okay. Yeah. I've got to be completely clear with you. He said that it had 40 horsepower, right? And it did rev to 93 million. It almost, you couldn't hear it. It made noises that were not normal.
Because the guy was telling me, okay, you have to rev it up above 18,000 to get any power out of it.
Yeah, that's consistent.
I'm thinking 18,000 RPM. I mean, that would blow up anything. So I was being like really ginger with it, driving it around, and it was like, this thing's a freaking dog.
It's a dog.
I mean, it's like it's got nothing. But then I'm like, okay, you said that once it was warmer, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it up there. And then all of a sudden, it's like a beast above 18,000 RPM.
What
and
was the
like,
red line then? If it's 18,
I think it was like 24,000 or
I've got to say that it was
over 20,000.
Yeah, it was well over.
oh, that's crazy.
And that motor was this big.
Oh,
cylinder was this big.
Yeah, it's 50 cc's. So 6-speed transmission. Also agreed that I could not make the motorcycle go fast from a start. It wouldn't go fast from a start. The idea was you went slowly until you got to all the RPMs.
Yep.
And then you just kept it in that as you went through the gears. And you just never let the RPMs go down. I never rode the thing in the dirt. I have no idea what it does in the dirt whatsoever. But in Steve's thing, not only was this a real bike, but we sold one.
Yeah.
And we didn't. We had to special order it because it wasn't a bike that we had wanted to have there. I think we kind of looked at the price and we went, what fucking idiot is going to spend $5,000 for a 49cc dirt bike?
Yeah. But now you've ridden one, you'd spend the money.
I'd buy one if I could. If I found one, I've been looking for one for years and I have not found one.
There's probably, like I said, there's probably one or two in Columbus in like somebody's garage that haven't been touched in 20 years.
And that is just a bizarre. But I have a feeling on this, you might have to rebuild the engine like every 2 hours.
Well, yeah, I mean it's like it's just like a GPR 50. The motor's going to blow up.
Yeah.
But you're going to put the 70 kit on it, and then it's going to blow up.
Yeah,
On the right side.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. It's fucking bonkers, is what it was. There's just all there is to it. They say the top speed was 60 miles per hour, and honestly, yeah, that's totally fine for a 49cc bike or 50cc bike. That's kick ass. I'm finding over 40 horsepower listed in a lot of places for this bike that I'm convinced has got to be wrong. It's just got to be wrong. But it's like that.
That's 12 horsepower per cubic inch.
I wrote it, and I'm telling you that number has got to be wrong.
4.0 horsepower.
Maybe.
Well, it's got to because
I thought it had 9 horsepower. I mean, it's kind of 9 horsepower sticking in my head.
Yeah.
What 50cc? Most of them are going to be about 4.9 to get on the moped law.
Yeah.
But then you're not dealing with that. I'm seeing 6-speed.
I'm seeing 6.2 kilowatts, which is 8.5 horsepower, which to me seems about right. Seems about right. I don't think it was 40 horsepower at all, but I do see that it is some places because the internet is full of information put in by idiots. I do see over 40 horsepower reported in a couple of different places. I can tell you it did not have that.
See, I'm thinking after riding that and riding like the Monkey.
Yeah.
The Monkey's had like 9.5 horsepower.
Yeah. Right.
And that does about
Is Chris Smith outside?
55.
Hello, Chris.
WPPK, you're online.
Got a motorcycle that won't start?
Yeah. Where are you at?
I'm right here in my car.
Are you outside in the parking lot?
No. I'm down on West 28th and Lorraine.
Oh, you're looking for a handy. All right, gotcha. Yeah. So you're over there by Euro Hansa Imports, right?
Hansa, yeah.
Yeah, you're at Hansa House. All right, cool.
Are you guys done with the podcast?
We're right kind of in the middle of it right now.
You're online now.
So should I come out to Lorraine or no?
I'd say we're probably going to be done in about 40 minutes. It's your call.
Bring me a full dimple glass and
All right. Cool, man. We'll see you, Chris. Bye. Long time listener, first time caller. Ring the bell.
You win the tickets to Kiss this evening.
he's called in before.
Yeah, he's called in before. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Anybody else got a dumb bike? Mr.
So
KROMKE.
much dumb as I just went rare, beautiful, and reliable.
Oh.
1978, the year I turned 18.
All right.
BMW R100 SRS.
Yep.
That is rare.
Yep.
Yeah, that
They
is
only
rare.
make 50 of them.
That is
Really?
fucking rare. Yeah, that is rare. That is rare. That is rare. Yep.
Good bike,
With the
man.
short
Yeah.
fairing.
Short fairing and a back end. The
big booty seat,
The big
yeah.
booty seat.
That's
Which actually looks like the K100
the
seat. I'm not
was
going to lie.
changed because
Yeah.
these bikes that only exist because some police department in Australia ordered 50 of them and then canceled the order.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's the story behind that bike?
That makes
It
sense.
came with the full double seat.
Yeah.
And I guess they also came with white panniers.
Really? So this is because an Australian police department couldn't live up to their order. So I think this is the right one. Does this look like the right combination
That's the only one I could find with the white.
with the white panniers? Because this is the least gewgaw of the back seat.
Right.
So was the kooky back seat, was that something they put on to make the bike sellable?
That's an add-on. There's a couple of them been sold
That's
with
just
two different seats.
Was that the way it came from the dealership with that kooky back seat?
No, I think it came with the full double.
Because
seat.
the RS usually has just the round back end.
Round back end,
They
yeah.
only made them white.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that is, and you're right. 50 units, right? That's
Dude, there's BMW guys that have just waxed their wiener to this fucking thing. if you listen to the forums or go to the forums, this is the shit. When you get down to this level of
Right.
BMW
Yeah.
collecting,
Yeah.
those motherfuckers get weird, man.
yeah.
You know
I
why?
think you're
'Cause
right.
they're all into.
Because they're BMW owners.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean,
German porn.
Yeah,
I've
right.
said it before.
there's nothing. I mean, there's really nothing about it that's as
Now,
kooky.
yeah.
You know, right?
Well, like I said, it looks like a K-bike seat.
It's a weird. It's like got the Harley Davidson Super Glide Night Train seat thing going on. Where you're like, it's a pretty good motorcycle, but that seat's got to
Seat's
fucking
gotta go.
That's it. And you're like, okay, all right.
That looks all right there.
Yeah.
That just looks like an RS to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't.
But there's a little hint
that
of
seat,
hint of Buck Rogers that happens,
yeah.
and we can't forgive it. I mean, that's just, I mean, ultimately, that seat is a sex crime. So you only 50 of these. So they were made for the Australian Police Department.
That's what I read.
And so this is fucking weird to me that you have something that's made for the Australian Police Department that somehow ends up in the US, which is not even close to Australia.
Well, no, because
A dealer like you said,
Yeah.
"Hey, how much are those? Really? I
What's-
can get those for how much?"
there's a story about a taxi cab that was supposed to end up, it was supposed to end up in a taxi cab in like North Korea or something that like an old Chevy Malibu with like a 4-speed on the floor.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
But that kind of thing, it happens every now and again. Some dealer says, okay, fine, I'll take all 50.
Yeah, because I mean, we know that bringing anything to America after 73 is different
Yeah.
turn signals,
Yep.
different lighting rig.
It's like those lime green Benellis.
Yeah.
And you.
And me. Sorry. I like them. They sell well. But yeah, that is a weird thing to have a bike that was specifically built by the BMW company for the Australian Police Department.
That is one thick pinstripe, though.
Dude, that's funny.
Yeah,
Did you ever think
that's about
like,
typical.
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
So like, what if like in 20 years,
Yeah.
people are like, yo, there used to be this shop called Cleveland Moto. And that's where all the green
All the
TNT
lime green TNT.
135. Yeah.
They're like, man, back in the day, there was just lines of them.
I remember.
It was the most rare. There was an upcharge for the color, but this lunatic in Cleveland, that's all he ordered.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's so funny. Yeah, I sell those green ones like 5 to 1. So, but that's Dan, not joking. I had no idea about this, like none. And I mean, I'm not a BMW cognoscenti. I'm not the guy that lives and breathes for the propeller, but like that's a weird fucking bike. And that's a weird story because an R100 RS on its own is a cool bike. It's just a fucking cool bike. But to have that being a law enforcement, fuck you, we're not taking our order. What did they take instead? Like in 1979, what was the police?
KZ-1000.
KZ-1000.
Mad Max, dude. Come on. Right. No mystery there.
No, that was an
Toe
easy
Cutter was a
one.
real dude,
Yeah.
man.
The goose was real. Yeah, because I mean, maybe it was Main Force Patrol.
Yeah.
Maybe it was in 1978.
Goose was hideous.
Oh my fucking god!
That's not Goose.
That's not
Whatever
Goose.
that thing is, it's not Goose.
Yeah, that's not Goose. So it does look like, and when I look at, Australian pictures, it does look like they had a long run of K bikes.
Well, no, that's an RTP. Well,
There's not the
precursor.
yeah, right. So I mean, we've got some R bikes, right?
That's a Honda,
That's
isn't
a
it?
Honda right
Yeah, yeah.
there, right? So that's a Honda. Looks like a 750. So that's a Honda CV 750 police bike, and there's I can't tell. Is that an R bike?
That's an R bike.
That's an R bike, right? So there's an R bike. There's a Suzuki. That's something you don't see every day. And then you do see R bikes.
Those are RTs, yeah.
Yeah, those are RTs. And then you do see. That's a inline
Looks like a
four.
Honda.
Kind of looks like a square turn signals look a little more Suzuki though to me. Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah, look at that's a GS.
that's a GS.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
that's a
an
GS.
850.
Yeah, that's a GS.
should know that.
You should know that.
It's an 82 actually because the square. It went
I was going to say
the
the square's turn signals. Yeah. So, but what I don't see here is I don't see a KC-1000.
No, I don't either. That's very
So
disappointing.
the fact that they bailed on that BMW 1000, that's kind of sad, right? I mean,
Maybe it was
that's
too
a big deal.
flat. That's what they say, right?
The pinstripe was put on clockwise instead of counterclockwise, so they couldn't buy it.
I don't know why they gave up on that contract or why they didn't take those bikes, but those motorcycles, R100 RS would be a perfectly good motorcycle for police department. So yeah, I don't know what they took instead, but here we are. That's really weird, and the fact that they ended up in America is even fucking weirder, because you'd think, they're made in Germany. It's a lot closer to just sell them here. Sell that bike in Germany, 50 bikes.
Well, I mean, at the time, you're probably looking at, hey, we need to sit with, a dealer in America needs 50 bikes.
Well, maybe it was already on the boat.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just turn the boat around.
They turn the boat around.
They're already there.
They already had Australia. From
Go to
Germany.
California.
We'll stop halfway on the way.
Yeah, but they were crated upside down.
Yeah.
So that's it. Once they're crated upside down, they can only go to Australia. So fuck us. All right. Anybody else got a weird bike?
Well, I did. I didn't think I could use that. So my weird bike, I guess you could choose. How rare do you want it? 6,000 models, 252, or 100 models?
Game in. Bring it on.
The 6,000 would be you get the theme is the Suzuki RE5 rotary.
Yep.
So that, and that's also a good bike and a bad bike in many ways. It was super cool looking, interesting concept, ahead of its time, but overcomplicated motor, 3 different oil pumps, a 5-into-1 cable.
Look kind of like an Edsel.
For a big bike, it was only 507 pounds, so kind of lighter than a lot of the bikes in its class. People said it handled well, but nobody ever said the motor had fantastic. It was like 61 horsepower coming
Plus,
out of
it
it.
has that great, amazing instrument cluster.
Well, only if you get the first year. So 75 and 76. The 75 is the M model.
Right.
had that. They cheapened it up and put
regular clocks on
regular clocks in 76. So you lose, but that is, I would want the
roll top desk.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to venture to say that the blue plastic lens on that is probably the most fragile substance on the world now, 40 years later.
Yep.
Good Lord, don't breathe on
Don't
that.
breathe on
Yep.
So this is probably as far as the Japanese took the rotary motorcycle. But then there's a step further in the evolution of rotary motorcycles, which is the Norton Classic.
Yeah.
So the Norton Classic is a twin rotor. So that
That's-
RE5 was a
right.
single rotor, liquid cooled with a lot of pumps.
Right.
Norton took a different tack with their Classic and went back to air cooled. Keep it simple.
Yep.
It actually put out about 80 horsepower and was kind of an interesting, as far as performance goes, bike. And when you look at one, it looks like no other bike you've ever seen.
No, because it's got that fucking weird motor. Did you...
Then there's another. So then Norton, the next step that Norton took was the Norton Commander, which was a twin rotor, liquid cooled, fully faired, and they made 100 of those.
100 of those.
There were 252 of the Norton Classic.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, this is your traditional wankle.
Yeah.
This is your sideways wankle. Yeah. And it's not a single wankle, it's a double.
Two spark plugs.
Right.
I don't
That's
know. I don't know.
ambidextrous wanker.
I like that view of the motor, though.
I do too. I think that's
super
very cool.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on inside of here. Right? I've got all the fins in the world, but you can't tell me what's happening.
It looks like a hydrogen fuel cell.
It does look like a hydrogen fuel cell. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like every other rotary ever.
There's carburetors that don't
Mystery?
point the way they're supposed to.
Mystery goes in.
Yes.
And apex seals come out.
Yeah.
It's true.
This is a very good example of a fucking motorcycle that, despite, the wankle, the one that we all know, the DKW.
the
Hercules, but
The Hercules, yeah. Again, that's another one that it just looks like, mystery
Buck
machine.
Rogers,
right. How do we do that? It's so fucking weird, a double. And at this point, I had to check my notes to see who actually owned Norton. At this point in their life.
At the time,
Yeah.
was some investment firm.
It had to be, right? I mean, it had to be.
Because it's only gone through, 7 iterations since
Many.
the late 70s? People that own it, they're like, yeah, we're bringing Norton back. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll believe it when I see one.
the motors are simple. When you go air cooled like that, I mean, they actually the patents on building that bike. When Suzuki built the RE5, they had like 20 or 30 different patents. On various machines and plating and stuff that they used to be able to cut that semi-figure 8 shaped cavity and stuff like that. And so it was interesting seeing the development.
Yeah, very interesting.
That is super
It should have. It's a
interesting.
simple. The beauty of the motor is that it's simple, and they complicated it.
That's.
I texted some. I found another one. If you want to look at it, this is the most overcomplicated motorcycle in the history of motorcycles.
Oh, but I did want to give. I did want to pay the devil its due, because arguably there has never been a more Lego-looking motorcycle.
Oh my God!
Than the Commander, because it's not a Commando. It's a Commander. And "der" is what you say when you see it.
To be fair, I thought it was a concourse when you first showed it.
I thought it was the Lego guy's motorcycle.
I was like, oh, look, it's a Kawasaki
Even uglier
Congo.
than a PC800.
It is way uglier
It
than
looks
a
like the
PC800.
dollar store version of the Maestro fucking motorcycles. Like
The Maizo,
yeah.
Right, instead of a Maizo toy motorcycle, this is the dollar store version.
Yeah.
That's interesting because there were 100, and that looks like a police version.
Yes.
So, holy shit.
Yeah. Can you imagine anybody that understands the way law enforcement officers use their motorcycles, which means they idle forever? This motorcycle would overheat in 11 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, that one's liquid cool.
yes, they are.
But probably, yeah.
I still think it overheated in 11
Now,
seconds.
wasn't the John Player Norton, that was a rotary, wasn't it?
I think it.
a variation, or wasn't there a race bike that
I
could
don't
be wrong?
know if that was ever a Norton. I do know that. There you go, John. You, my friend, have been vindicated. There it is, the Norton rotaries. And if we look carefully, there is a JPS. So a John Player.
Yep.
So that is the politically intrigue behind the 1989, looks modern today, Norton F1 rotary. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to read this because I think it deserves reading. I don't like reading websites on the podcast, but this one might deserve it. After the slow motion train wreck that was the demise of the British motorcycle industry in the 70s, good opening sentence, only the beleaguered Meriden Co-op reduced to practically cottage industry levels of Bonneville production, and Norton Villiers Triumph, NVT Engineering Limited closed in 76. The last classic Norton Commando rolled off the line in 75, with a few unsold title units being sold as 76s. Dennis Poor acquired the assets in 78. By 82, Norton was back in the motorcycle business, building small numbers of rotary-powered Interpol 2 motorcycles to the British police forces. Poor died in 87. Philippe Leroux acquired Norton to form the newly public traded company Norton Group PLC.
And
At this point, the company went
into
full
the ground.
boat into the rotary power business with a whole line of Wankel-powered high-end motorcycles and ultralight drone aircraft engines. There you go. Wow, this is tragic. I mean, it really is. Norton was 7 million pounds in debt by 92, and they went bankrupt. That was it.
Ooch.
So, yeah. So Rotary did not save the company. But the John Player Special, though, is liquid sex, considering it's, I mean.
It's like a Henderson story. I mean.
It is, yeah. It really is.
The four-cylinder or Indian, when the guy died, got bought out by Indian, the four-cylinder didn't save Indian.
It didn't save the company. It really didn't. And you're like, okay, superior technology, superior power, the whole deal. And you know what? It didn't fucking do it. The company just was not going to survive.
People don't
have
like
to buy
change.
it.
That's
If
right.
it's too expensive, it could be the greatest thing in the world, but if it doesn't make, sense, dollars and cents wise.
And I'm going to throw this up so our podcast viewers can look at the shot, because that is a 1989 motorcycle and it looks fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful bike. Outside of the John Player Special livery, which is very special in and of itself, it's pretty cool. But Rotary's not going to get the job done, man. No. Yeah, that's it. Unless you're a Mazda.
They just needed
they still don't get it done.
They needed a third rotor.
My favorite car that I've owned is an 85 RX-7 GSL.
Yeah.
And as an 18-year-old kid, you cannot figure out how to fix the damn thing.
No.
Even now, I'm like, no, I still can't fix it.
No, that's a sad thing.
I like the RX2s.
Oh, yeah.
I think they had a cool line to them. They look like like an NSU. I like the old NSUs too.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody else got a motorcycle that
They were rotary too, weren't they?
was rare
Yeah, actually.
failure for good
All
or
right.
failure for evil?
I got one more for you.
Hold on.
Wait.
This is insane, and it goes with what he said.
Okay, go ahead.
So you said people you can over-engineer something and make everything better.
Yeah.
And people still not buy it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's the rule.
So look up the Motorone. I can't spell it. How do you say that?
Moto Eno TS3. Wow, that's a weird one.
You can change the geometry of the motorcycle.
Oh my!
And it's insane.
Oh,
That
I was
is insane.
about to bring up the Caesars virus.
Yeah, the
old virus?
Caesars,
Yeah.
the Caesars. Yeah, that's
not the one I was
and
thinking
that's
of,
another
but-
one. You're right. This is an awful motorcycle.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was ever sold.
Oh, it did. Yeah, it went into
They
production.
sold it.
Yeah. Well, short-lived, but it went into
I was
production.
gonna say, who the fuck sold this?
They have a
fucking
whole article
thing?
on motorcycle.
Again, this is some strange.
Well, everybody's got. That's the cantilever front end, or no?
No. This is completely different. So if you if you read about it, braking does not squish the front end. So
No,
it has
this
no
is-
effect from
Well,
braking.
it's exactly like the
is the
Intellijet
B-
Dragster. Yeah.
No, this is the BMW front end.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
But
the BMW.
there's a lot of other things different too, because you can change the rake angle,
Yeah,
and everything in
I
the
see
front
that.
just by just changing the screws. So it was kind of ahead of its time, I guess, a little bit in the sense that everything's adjustable. And the people that wrote it said that it actually was a great, really good bike.
Yeah.
But they said that they could push this bike so far over other bikes that they
Yeah.
had to relearn how to ride, because like the way you would do
Yeah.
certain things on one bike
Yeah.
didn't really apply to this.
It kinda-
but they could go faster on this bike.
God, it's so fucking weird. But here you go, right?
It looks like a Velociraptor is holding
I love how
motorcycle.
I'd be 20% terrified about hitting that brake caliper that is down at curb height.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like that is the strangest location I've ever seen.
Well,
to mount
but it is going to bring your
a caliper.
center of gravity down when you. No, that makes sense because I've talked about this with a suspension professional that I hang out with now.
But-
about location of
components.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. But it's just odd looking. It's an insanely weird looking bike.
Pull up the virus and put it right next to it.
Let me see here. The Moto, I think that was CZ.
Caesar virus, I think. I always spelled it wrong, but Google figured it out.
Yeah.
It's just like virus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't CZ.
This is the way it's spelled. And
It's like VYRUS.
everything is spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those companies where they spell everything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing is
Right.
because
And this was the world's, and again, this was the world's most powerful production motorcycle for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
This,
even Kajiva went with this for a little while too.
987
Yeah.
cc's, $91,000 with a supercharged 1200cc Ducati motor.
Yep.
Why can't they make it just an even 1,000? Why do we always have to come up? I mean, like,
Well, it's all down to math because half the 150s now are actually 147.
You're saying
yeah.
horsepower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just saying CCs. Make
but
it-
there's one of I think there's
I
one of
want to build a
these and the
1,000.
Kajiva
There's
sitting right next to
there's a
each other.
formula for that.
No, because there's pies involved.
You build the motor and then after the motor's, can you pass that this way?
Oh, yeah.
You build
Pass
the
it down.
motor and then after the motor's done, you measure it and
Oh
see what
no,
you got.
no! I'm thinking.
Once you get pie, it
You ever
fucks
worked on
everything
speaking of that, you ever worked on a bimota? What is it? A bimota Mantra? You ever seen this thing? It's ugly as hell. But they built the Ducati 900 motor and then they put the bimota around it.
Mm-hmm.
And to change anything like, the stator, which always goes bad on a Ducati motor, you have to drop the motor out of the frame.
That makes sense.
Oh God. They look like somebody took a sports car. Well, no. What's the one they did in the 80s?
This looks like a motorcycle hit a sports car. I mean, legitimately, it does.
They're amazing to see in person. There literally is one at a barber.
Aside from the back tire and all of its parts looking normal, right? The back tire and all of its parts look normal. The seat, the rear subframe assembly, and the muffler were okay. After that, nothing is where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
It looks like you peeled the shell off the back of a cockroach.
Yeah. That, or you ever see those commercials where they have like the parts exploding? Mm-hmm. Like it's like like the extra. It looks like it's kind of exploding
Halfway
a
in.
bit. Like yeah,
You're
it's
halfway
not
in
quite,
to the exploded diagram.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if on the other half of the motorcycle, if on the other side of the motorcycle, there is another O'Lean's back suspension in the wrong place.
Or facing backwards or something.
Because there is a back suspension in the middle of this motorcycle that I can tell is operating the front end
Yep.
through a very obscure relationship with science.
Some sort of link.
I'm honestly surprised that the rear suspension, that the top bolt of the rear O'Lean's doesn't interface with the top bolt of the front O'Lean's just to make it funnier looking. Just so it could look like a W in the middle.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
This is a very problematic motorcycle. Again, good for them.
This is not the one I was going to bring up at the end. By the way, but since you all brought up the other one, I had to bring this out.
This is fucking weird, man. I mean, this is a fucking stupid motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
By
But
any
it's,
standards, it's
you
a
know-
dumb motorcycle. But again,
It's like an old Chinese curse. May you ride interesting motorcycles.
You're right.
you know the thing about this motorcycle is I understand that its claim to fame was that in 2010 that it was the world's most powerful production motorcycle. I get that. it would still be the slowest motorcycle in the world to get from here to the grocery store because everybody would stop you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't ride this bike anywhere. This bike is unfucking rideable.
Now this was not, because you were bringing up more interesting, obscure motorcycles. This is not the one I was going to bring up, but you tapped this. What I was going to bring up was the Hesketh.
What?
The Hesketh.
I call it a Hesketh.
Yeah.
Lord Hesketh.
Yeah. Yep.
Of the Montagues?
Yeah. This
Downton Abbey.
I'm not going to tell you all. I'm not going to tell you all if I won the lottery or not, but there will be signs.
This is another one of those motorcycles that was built as a Vincent and Black Shadow analog.
Yep.
Right. So everyone says, "Can we have a Vincent and Black Shadow?" And some people went, "Sure. If we have a black motorcycle with gold trim."
Yep. I have a title, I have English lands, and a little bit of money. I'm going to build a motorcycle, and here it is.
Yep, the Hesketh. Yep. Yeah, that's something. that is.
But
something.
it is one of my favorite obscure bikes. Like every time I see one, I freak out. I'm like, oh my god, it's a Hesketh, and everybody's like, what?
Yeah, yeah. The back, Sleepy. Would you say that the back?
It's definitely a CM.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the back 2 feet of this motorcycle? Very clearly.
That's where they just scribbled it in.
I'm almost certain that we own
90%.
90% of this motorcycle.
And the worst part,
Seriously, push your hand up over the back.
it's
the
true.
front looks like a brand new, like it could be now.
Yeah.
And then you just take it down and you're like, wait a minute.
The back part of this motorcycle is
GS 850.
all
yeah,
of them.
it really does.
It is seriously.
It really is.
It is like, okay, guys,
But
we're going to make a toy for kids.
Yeah.
Due to copyright laws, it cannot resemble any one motorcycle.
Oh, this is the Dollar Tree motorcycle.
So it does. It has an 850 back plastic and the little metal bar that comes down.
Yes, it does.
That's a CX seat.
Yep.
Yep.
CX suspension and rear wheel looking thing.
It's a very much...
And the angle of the frame, you just want to put a CX 500 little fucker right in there. That little,
Comstar wheels?
They do look like Comstar wheels. They look like multi-piece riveted Comstar wheels. They sure do. And for 1982, they were generous enough to put a center stand on it that, based on the geometry of this thing, looks like it'd give you very bad hip dysplasia trying to use it. Yeah. It's a fucking ugly motorcycle.
It is, but they are
even
just
by English standards.
Every time I see one, though, I just flip out. I love them.
Wow. I thought Buells were ugly, and then I gotta say we're gonna say Hesketh. Hesketh. Man, that's a fucking ugly bike.
what's the translation of Hesketh?
It's a name, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a family name.
Right. Exactly. Right. They're look at their fucking their family crest.
Their family crest.
They are clearly landed gentry. Right? Yeah. They have a Gene Stump. It's like, yeah, they don't have a family tree. They just have a genetic stump.
Yeah.
John found one that actually looks good.
Oh,
A
God.
Hesketh that looks good?
No.
No. I don't think this ever made it really into production. And I've talked about it before. Is the
Which one, John?
Honda Mugen MRV 1000?
Yeah, the MRV 1000. Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah, but because it's
This is the
Mugen-
bike that should have went into production.
Yes, and again, because it's Mugen, that means it was not production. So Honda's bastard Skunk Works is Mugen.
That's a nice looking
And
bike.
that's another one where we talk about the people that saw a Vincent Black Shadow.
Yep. But we are robots.
No. There is no allow, guys. This is the trap.
No, you have to click the allow. Actually, like right there, right?
Where?
Like
that?
the middle of the word.
Oh, no.
No, we just got a virus.
Now once you're
We're fine. All right, here we go. Yeah. So yes, this was
insert your banking information.
This was the
And we will
Mugen,
send you this bike.
right? the Mugen SRV 1000.
Oh, wow.
Right.
No, that's
Yeah. This MRV, right? Not SRV. MRV.
I like that picture of the motor. It very much looks like a Vincent motor.
Well, and that's because when we talked about the Japanese fella that did the RC51 version of a Vincent Black Shadow that I'm so fond of, then Honda, don't say Honda, say Mugen, put a giant pile of money over there and said, you guys can do whatever you want with that, because electric motorcycles hadn't been discovered yet. After a while, Mugen put all their energy into electric motorcycles. That's what they're doing at the Isle of Man and everywhere else. But this particular motorcycle, this is what happens when a really, really good Japanese design team and manufacturing processes all come together while only being allowed to look at pictures of Vincent Black Shadows. Pretty fucking cool.
That's not the same as the one with the drop suspension in the rear up top. That one was pretty. The one you just pulled up, not so much. But the one up top was really good.
Yeah. So there's several different versions of this bike that have
left
appeared
side
in
right
different.
there. That one.
Yeah. So there's several different. This bike's got
That's a concept, right?
a concept, exactly.
Yeah, no,
These are the ones that were the limited production
that bike
prototype.
there, it actually exists.
That
exists.
That may as well be
It's
your
a real
GB500 in the window, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think again, it's very pretty in a lot of very cool ways.
Yeah.
Looks
And
big.
it is big. It's 1,000 cc.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
What size is that front wheel?
well, Hirotoshi's a small guy.
Okay.
So it's a 19 front wheel, I believe. But yeah,
didn't know
The bike's actually 1/4 scale.
Hirotoshi Honda is about 5'2".
Okay.
Yeah.
That thing looks like he can go off road.
He's kind of at the kids' table, right? Here's a better picture for scale.
Oh my God, he's tiny.
I told you he was tiny. Hirotoshi's Honda is a very small man.
I didn't realize he was that.
No, he's a
tiny.
little dude. Yeah, he's a little dude.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a little dude.
So can we go back before 1969 now?
If you, Dan, if does anybody have one that hasn't been heard yet? Anyone?
Did you do your homework, Smith?
What?
The Vincent Black Prince enclosed.
No. If you're gonna do that, it might as well do the red comet because
So-
there's only one.
Well, I'm going to stick to the.
Like 100 of them.
I'm
No,
going
the
to
red
stick
red
to
comet,
the
not the
theme
red-
of.
not-
The Black Prince.
Black Knight.
No
yeah, Black
interruptions.
Prince. Oh, hey Phil, it's the wrong color. Come on.
I'll tell the story.
Thank you.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
If anybody knows more about this, you can call my shop, and I'll be happy to listen.
I think I was the one that found the auction, though. This was a really funny part.
So, in year of our Lord, 1992, our government and all of the
Government.
government decided they should have some new motorcycles. They had tried a 350cc Honda XR. They had tried a Yamaha. They had tried some different things. And those things were all relegated to special forces, one or two. And there's a whole thing called civilian purchased equipment. You buy a civilian item that exists out in the world. You paint the fucker green or black. You give it to the scary guys, Delta Force and Special Forces, and you say, go do the nasty things you do, report back, and if you have any of them left at the end of your mission, tell us how it went. And they go, this Zodiac boat worked great, we should have a ton of them. Or this Yamaha motor worked great, we should have a ton of them.
The idea being not everything has to be purpose-built.
That's right.
Put them out there.
That's exactly right. Because there are a lot of things that exist in the world.
Pepsi, where's my jet?
So, yeah. So, America, in 1990, 92, we were suffering from a bout of nationalistic pride where...
About.
Yeah. Well,
if we all remember, the Pride is back for, what was that, Chevy, Ford? I don't know, one of those. No, it was Chrysler.
Well,
the Pride is back.
our
And it
military people and our taxpayers had a problem with American soldiers going into battle on Hondas and Yamahas. And so they said, we would really like to have our American soldiers going into battle on an American motorcycle. G.I. Joe would just want it that way.
Yeah.
And G.I. Joe is saying, fuck no.
So
No, it gets better.
So our government decided to have a contest. And our government had a contest, and they said, we would like to have various manufacturers, bring out motorcycles that are 250 cc's and are very lightweight and are remarkably capable off-road and can be dropped basically out of a helicopter, can carry a bunch of shit, including a service weapon, and that will have a test at the Aberdeen Proving Grounds. And we're going to see if any of these motorcycles are up to the standard of the United States military. And to convince you it's a good idea to build a prototype, we're going to buy a lot of them. And Harley Davidson thought back to 1939 and thought, remember the last time we got into one of these situations where they told us to bring out a 500cc motorcycle and we cheated and brought out a 750 WLA? And that was the last time anybody ever heard from Indian, because Harley Davidson got the military contract and Indian didn't. And Indian took a nap for a long time, right? In fact, because Harley Davidson got the war contract, they got all the military love and sex appeal, and everything that happened to Harley Davidson after World War II was kind of based on that 750cc V-twin WLA. Cheater. So in 1992, Yamaha and Honda showed up, and a couple other small companies showed up with 250cc dirt bikes per the government's order. And Harley showed up with a Rotax 500.
But you kind of buried the lead a little bit.
Well, hold on. Harley didn't build its own motorcycle because that would be hard. Harley just went to a company in England called Armstrong Motorcycles that bought a motorcycle that was built by a former hockey equipment manufacturer called CCM. And chief defining factor is a 500cc, virtually unkillable Rotax.
Yep.
Wonderful fucking motor. And surrounded by a frame and chassis and suspension system that in its home country, where it was a 350cc, was kind of garbage. But they made a phone call
But for Harley, it was good.
No,
Well,
now hold on.
I know it was bad for Harley, but for Harley, it was a good bike.
They made a phone call to the folks at WP. And they put real suspension into this bike.
This is the bike that should have made Harley's future.
It should have. And they spent a fuck ton of money on this. So Harley Davidson.
Because they bought the whole company. Armstrong.
They bought Armstrong. Yeah.
Why should you buy a motorcycle, John? Why should you buy one or two to put through testing? Yeah. Why should you buy 5 when you can just buy the company?
Just go right in.
Just go buy the company. So they bought the company. They made a large batch of these 500cc motorcycles you see before you. 5 of them were built and painted flat black for prototype testing. The scabbard on the back is for the Steyr AUG bullpup design military weapon. That's not what we got in America. The big, giant, ridiculous plastic ammo boxes on the front, they are.
7.62s.
There's so much space in those things, it's ridiculous. That's not for ammo because they're so big. It's got to be for like lint.
If you put that much, if you fill that whole thing with ammo, oh shit!
Well, my bike is a military prototype. There were 5 built, and one was crushed. 4 remain. I bought one of them, and my bike has not 1, not 2, but 4 of these mounts. 4 mounts for luggage. If you did put all 4 boxes on, you'd go back in time.
Yeah.
It would be aerodynamically backwards. But Harley Davidson did, in fact, go and get the side panels for the motorcycle. And if you look carefully, the side panels are blow molded like the little toys you'd get at the zoo.
Yep.
That say Harley Davidson on them in deep, thick lettering. Every part of this bike is stupidly overbuilt, but in its defense, it is heavy.
Well, you showed me your side cover off of yours by ripping it off the bike.
Yeah.
Throwing it on High Street in Columbus.
Yeah, you couldn't hurt it.
Jumping up and down on top of it and going, look at this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then you put it back on the bike.
It's got to be a half-inch thick.
Yeah.
Of some kind of fucking plastic, I guess.
2-part epoxy plastic.
Oh, God, it's ridiculous.
Kind of plastic that Pelican cases are made out of.
27 milk jugs were melted down in the making of that.
At the very least,
the gas tank is made of good old steel, and if you take the gas cap, it's got a Sportster gas cap. And if you look inside the gas tank, there's a little bar and shield logo in the gas tank. Okay? The clocks are Sportster clocks because Harley Davidson.
Because Harley.
There are loops everywhere for slinging it off of a helicopter. Yay, it's great. Unfortunately, did I mention that it was meant for 250s, the competition? The Air Force ran the competition because the Air Force is in charge of new vehicle acquisitions and testing up at Aberdeen. And so the Air Force ran the tests. And the Air Force said, you didn't read the rules? We're not even going to test it.
It
Nice.
didn't work that time.
And they said, but you have to test it. America. And they said, it's not a 250. It weighs 130 pounds more than we told you it was allowed to weigh. The average 19-year-old American military service person can't pick this fucker up if it falls over,
Right.
let alone ride it in sand. And they went, America?
It worked last time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
America? And they went, do you have a 250 in the truck that you can bring out? Can you change the motors in these to 250s? They went, America?
Yeah.
And they said, no.
Yeah.
So Harley Davidson had a bit of a problem on their hands, guys. A little bit of a problem.
I remember there was one of those down at Smitty's for 3 years. Yeah. And it got to silly, and like, I'm too cheap to buy anything new. But I saw that thing, and I'm like, this is the one Harley Davidson I want to own. And they can't sell it. I'm like, oh, I wish I had any kind of money, but I had no kind of money.
That bike should have changed Harley Davidson's trajectory as much as Buell did. And what did they do? They brought us 27 more colors of the fucking Sportster.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, that... You know, you would have thought the average Harley guy, there's been a lot of veterans and stuff like that.
Yeah, America.
Would walk into Smitty's and be like, well, goddamn, there's a military Harley Davidson brand new on the show. Like
America.
America.
Yeah,
America.
but that
What
thing
was it
sat
going for?
10. So
I don't remember,
In
but-
1999, just to help you guys,
Yeah.
because I did bring it up. In 1999, every Harley dealer in America was sent 2 of these without permission or desire.
Oh, wait. This is where Vespa got it.
Yeah. All you had to do was sell them. $9,999 in year of our Lord 1992 or 3 or whatever. I think these might have been 99 when this fucking shitstorm happened.
Holy shit skis.
The dealers were furious. The 99. The dealers were absolutely fucking furious.
Well, I can't sell a chain drive wallet and T-shirts with this thing in the window.
Well, more importantly, it was hated for 2 reasons. The first reason it was hated was anybody that read Cycle World magazine knew that it was a British motorcycle. And it wasn't a Harley Davidson.
Well, that's okay. Harley Davidson guys can't read, so this is all right.
It was also a Rotax.
Which, as we've learned from Harley, they don't like anything that isn't a freaking Evo motor with crap stacked on it.
Service department wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
So service department wouldn't touch it. Parts department wouldn't touch it. There were no accessories available in the aftermarket for it whatsoever. And aside from the fact it cost twice as much as Honda's XL500 dirt bike, 2 times as much money as a bike that everybody loved, right? That exists in the world, weighed a lot more. The military versions, the prototype versions were all sprayed black, actually cast in black, because my parts on mine, they're not painted, they're cast in black. The military, the civilian DOT approved ones were cast in green, and the boxes and stuff were green as well. Now, John brings up a point that when Smitty's had the 2 that they had, they couldn't get rid of them. And they had one still in the box, and they had another one on display in the front window. The right side of it had faded.
Oh, jeez.
No, I mean, I'm not kidding.
Oh, yeah, no.
From sun.
Yeah, sun faded.
So the right side of it was a very light color green, and the left side of it was not. And
Well, that's kind of the theme. They've done that for years. All the racing bikes, black, orange, black. They're just sticking with the theme. It's fine.
so the lowest price I think the one at Smitty's got to was like $59.99. They were still $1,000 more than a Honda XL, but nobody would buy it because
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
I got mine many years ago. I got mine a long time ago. I've never really wanted to sell it, but it was a legitimately, you could buy the motorcycle. It was sold by Harley Davidson. They had a thing when you bought it, you got no warranty whatsoever, no warranty expressed or implied. I dealt with a Harley Davidson representative who looked me in the face and lied straight at me and said they were built in York, PA.
Did you have the pleasure of telling him they weren't, or did you just let it slide?
The production run.
Yeah.
Once every dealer in America got the two they didn't ask for. Imagine that shows up on your statement. $20,000 for bikes I didn't order and can't sell.
Yeah.
Delete.
Yeah. I'm sorry, they were damaged in transit. That order never showed up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Delete.
So the remainder were all sold through a thank you United States government Pentagon deal with the Jordanian military. Wow. So the Jordanian military is running around on MT500 Harley Davidson. Now I'm going to get the nomenclature right.
Shaking their head.
So they made a shit ton before they got the actual contract.
So let's be careful with the term made.
Oh yeah, right. You know what I mean.
They didn't make.
Import, whatever.
They branded some side panels.
Yeah.
They put Harley Davidson.
Because Armstrong had been around forever.
Yeah,
But
Armstrong.
no, that's
had been
what
around
I'm
forever.
saying. But
Yeah.
but why were there all these Harley ones that then got sent down? Did they overshoot?
The amount of hubris that the Harley Davidson company has when approaching a military contract can only be measured.
Cinch.
Uh-oh. Man down.
We need a rubber dick.
Man down.
We do. So
That was not enough caffeine.
yeah, but so here you so the long and short of it is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Canadian military got a box of these, and I know the Jordanian military got a box of these because I was hunting down spare parts for mine, and so I had to figure out where they all went.
Whatever happened to Armstrong afterwards in the aftermath? I mean, did they ever get spun off?
Well, do you remember what happened to Buell?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anybody have a successful relationship with Harley Davidson?
No, but
Not even their
You'd
customers.
think they wouldn't just throw away the whole company, but maybe
But
they did.
then again, what happened to Victory?
I mean, I could see them fucking Buell because Buell would, if they just spun him off, would have been a direct competitor, you know, and it was worth something.
Yeah, but when you look at Victory and Indian, it's the same company. It's like Buick.
That's not true.
And-
Now wait. Now I'm going to go on a ledge here, since somebody over here is talking about electric motorcycles earlier. It's not just what happened to Victory; it also is what happened to Bramo.
No, that's not what I heard.
Bramo.
Bramo.
Yeah, didn't Indian get Brammo's technology though? I mean, didn't that transfer over to Indian?
Nope. They Polaris bought Bramo, and then they put it under Victory.
I just want to know what happened to
torpedoed-
Armstrong, not Bramo.
Same
thing happened to Buell. They crushed the last one and moved on.
I actually, what is kind of funny about this is I think that in some weird...
Oh, is it CCM now? Or CCM again?
I think that the weird twist of fate that is hard for me to conceptualize is that CCM survived.
I think because they've got these big...
that's the difference. So this is a weird thing. So CCM...
Hockey sticks.
Yeah.
The Russian sporting goods company is not in any way related to CCM, the British motorcycle company. So, although, yay.
Or the Canadian denture company.
I mean, did they buy the company and sell MT500s in England as MT500s?
As luck would have it.
Yeah.
And this is fucking sad. But it does look like the sale was brokered in 1987. So Harley Davidson... The design and production rights went to Harley Davidson, and that they did release MT350s, the 350 I was telling you about, for military applications, right? And that went to several different countries. But then the MT500 Canada Jordan and apparently the United Kingdom. Although I've never seen one for use by the military in England, but I can tell you that I do not believe that Armstrong survived the relationship.
It just went defunct. They just said, okay, we're not going to make them anymore, and we're not even going to try to sell the name.
I will
sell the company. Sell
If there's anyone that makes bad business decisions over the course of the past 100 years, it's Harley Davidson.
No, yeah, I get it.
I
thought it
I
was
just
Britain.
can't believe that you wouldn't have like at least spun it off or like, okay, this is a bad idea. Let's sell the company again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, they. It does look like it looks like CCM was sold back. So it looks like CCM was sold back to Clues, and so that's where to Alan Clues. So that's where CCM it survived its relationship. So somehow or another, CCM dodged the Harley curse. So it's kind of fucking amazing. But
let's look at it another way. Where's Air Maki now?
Yeah, I have no idea. Right. Yeah, that's not great for them.
No.
But I wanted to bring this motorcycle up only because I have one in my garage. And also that it is a stunning story of American hubris where we will say, even before getting the contract, even before completing the prototype testing, a full 3 years in advance, they bought a company and said, this is what we're going to do.
So they lost out to the KLR 250.
So the KLR 251.
Yeah.
So the KLR 251, and anybody who's ever ridden one knows exactly why it won, because it's fucking amazing. Yeah. And I own the MT 500, and I will be the first to tell you it is heavy as fuck. It is.
But then they fucked up and went with the KLR 650.
Well, I honestly think that going with the KLR 650 wasn't a bad move. I think trying to make it a diesel was a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think
that's absolutely a mistake.
Anybody that says like another podcast that shall remain the Misfits, they said the ultimate zombie apocalypse bike would be a KLR 650 diesel, Hayes Diversified Technologies. Wrong. Every single one of those melted into a lunk of metal in the desert. They failed.
Because the KLR 650 gas
Yeah.
is legitimately the best zombie bike ever.
I don't know if there's a place on planet Earth where you can't get a part
No,
for
it's
that
a
motorcycle.
It's a Rep mini bike with a
That's
Yanmar.
right, yeah.
That's true.
Because the Yanmars would last forever.
It's a fair statement.
A Yanmar, and that is one. You're like, well, where are you going to get spare parts for Yanmar? You'll never need
it.
parts for Yanmar. Like the problem you don't understand is it can run on vegetable oil.
Oh yeah.
Happily.
Yeah.
You'll never need more than the 1,200 RPM that it produces happily for the rest of its life.
But if we're going by popular culture, however, the Triumph Tiger 650 is totally the bike.
No, I'm completely in agreement.
This is the way to go.
The Yanmar is
Yeah.
Or a Lister, because you can use mud to pack the base.
yeah.
The Babbitt bearings with mud, and you can just
No, you're go back with the Rupp with the Yanmar. Yeah, no, you're right there.
I think any mini bike frame,
Yeah.
with like like the size tires that come on those fucking Colemans or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'd go quadrant. Just have pneumatic suspension because you're going to have a solid frame.
Right.
So just get a fat tire mini bike.
Yeah. And a Yanmar motor in it, and I think you're great. I mean, pull start. You don't need anything fancy, And that's where, you're watching Last of Us right now. If you're watching Last of Us and it's 20 some years. Yeah. So like the guy's siphoning gas out of a car.
No.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? 20 years.
But they
No.
talk about
You can't do that in the car that's in the backyard right now. I mean,
No.
20 years.
See, I was thinking that why can't you render zombies into grease? I mean, the oil.
Actually, what was the movie called? Colony or whatever?
Colony, yeah.
I mean, can't you render?
It was a whole thing about people actually living in an apocalyptic situation. Yeah. And one of the scenarios was they had a semi-truck full of hogs that had rotted.
Yeah.
But they were trying to run their diesel tractor, so they grabbed the hogs out and they rendered down the fat out of them and use that to run a diesel engine.
My biggest complaint about zombie anything is like, what's the one about The Walking Dead where they were running a Hyundai? No, you're passing by MRAPs, diesel MRAPs, and you're driving a freaking Hyundai.
I'm going straight out to the airport and I'm grabbing one of the huge snow removal pieces of equipment that is basically a snowblower.
The snowblower
that
with
you can
the-
walk into.
The diesel powered jet engine.
Yeah.
You were just driving along with a freaking jet motor. Yeah.
Just fucking grind them up. Come on.
How many you got?
Let's go.
And just be shooting them 250 feet.
Well,
zombies per gallon you getting
now
down?
see, here's your problem: is you're aerating the virus, whatever was causing the zombies in the first place. So you're aerating that, so that actually might create a problem for you.
You're gonna grow
So
whole
I'm
new
a little
crops.
bit
You're
worried
gonna
about
fertilize
that.
with
Now,
that shit.
now the NASCAR track or airport things where they have the jet motor where they're drying the track.
Sure.
Now I would rather instead of aerating it,
Push the button.
you just get that jet motor.
No, listen, we can't lose our audience. We're
Okay.
going too nerd.
All right.
Yeah.
Time.
Oh, 2 hours and 23 minutes.
All right. So we're not going to get to the next topic.
Praise be.
Okay.
Hate milk and wait.
Right. Hate milk and wait.
We're gonna get enough already.
Unless there's one for John.
I have one.
Let's hear it.
Hate mail?
I have one. No, it's not hate mail, but it is a question.
Okay.
From somebody who's nice enough to give us fucking money.
Miata.
I give
So-
full consent.
Settle
always the
down.
question.
Settle down.
It's always the answer.
All right. Here we go. Jake Johnson.
From
What
State
we talked
Farm.
about. Jake Johnson.
This is Jake.
Hey guys, I've got a question. I currently own a 2022 CBR 500 ABS.
Nice.
Okay.
And while it's a great bike, it's not for me. I had a much better time riding my 09 Vespa GTS 250.
That's fair.
And I was wondering what bike similar to the Vespa would be comfortable as a commuter that takes a 65 mile per hour highway. I've looked into the BV 400 and it seems to fit the bill. But I'm curious if y'all know any good all-rounders that don't weigh too much and can keep up on the highway. Cheers all and happy belated birthday, John. Specifically, happy belated birthday, John.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
I put 16,000 on my BV 500, and it was a great bike.
I love the BV 500, man.
Right.
That was
And the
yeah.
400 is just way better.
Yeah, so that bike has to be amazing.
Yeah, and you put so many miles on the BV 500, and you're not a little dainty flower.
Well, I'm a fat piece of crap.
And
I'll second that.
Not
That's why I
crap.
rode it to the AIM Expo in Columbus.
Exactly.
I had my hip redone. So
Yeah.
I wasn't even functional when I was riding it.
so you put how many miles on one?
16,000.
Okay. And routinely take the bike up to almost 100 miles an hour.
Easy over.
Right. It a little bit over 100, you get a little shake, but I had a big windshield on it, too.
I've never
Okay.
seen
But it never
over
was-
55.
It was right.
Not this Steve.
What's
That
the
Steve.
what's
Yeah.
the top end on the 300 now? The HPE.
Every morning I can do 100.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I
what's wrong
shouldn't
with
say
him
that.
just upgrading to a
And you-
GTS 300?
You
I
got
didn't
to
see it.
Yeah, you've never seen it.
what
All
a
right.
300 HPE do it?
So the
So, Phil, what do you have to say about
Yeah,
this?
yeah. As the dealer,
the GTS 300, the new HPE.
now mind you, watch the oil.
Well, I mean, that's any single. If you're riding a single
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
freeway,
yeah.
you need to check your fucking oil a lot.
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to put a sight glass. If you want to put an oil pan with a sight glass on it, good for you. Great. Anything to encourage you to check your oil more frequently is my best idea. So here's the trick. A GTS 250 is faster than a GTS 300 HPE. Not even up for debate.
Wow, that's something.
Not even up for debate.
So yeah, he's gonna have to climb to 500 then.
Nope, he's not. If he wants to get a GTS 300, he can. He just has to do the tone ring modification on the back wheel,
Ah, yeah.
which will fix his speedometer error and also make the bike go faster, which is all good.
So
And
it's
I love
limited.
it.
He has to do that because it's limited.
So Bagel, I loaned Bagel our GTS 300 SuperTech HPE when he was in town. And I said, Bagel, you've ridden around the planet on GTS bikes, 250s, 300s, all of them. Take the world's greatest TFT display, brand new, the best GTS Vespa can produce. Take it out and rip it. And he brought it back, and Bagel will never say a bad word about anything. He's a sweet human being. And he goes, well, the suspension's great. Oh, yeah, Tom? How do you feel about the motor? Well, it's really smooth. It gets up and goes really nice.
She's a really good cook.
And I said, what was your top speed? And he goes, well, yeah, that's where I was concerned.
Suspension is great.
Suspension is great. The seat sure is awesome. But he had the same problem I had, which was where the bike would get up to about 77 miles an hour. And then it wouldn't give you any more. And that's because of the tone ring and an inherent speedometer error that fixing that using, is it Germans?
Is it Germans?
Using the SIP tone ring, you can sort that right out. But the BV400 does not feel or look like a GTS. So a GTS looks and feels a certain way. The BV400 does not.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, because it's
there's no comparison.
Yeah.
Bigger wheels, all kinds of different.
Because it really does fall down to what you're
It's
looking
better.
for.
The BV400
Oh yeah.
is better.
Especially for freeway or highway driving.
Right.
100%.
Right. But no women are going to run after you and throw their clothes off when they see you riding a BV400. Whereas on the Vespa,
Oh, no, wait a minute.
My wife likes the RV 250, and she'll do that for that. But nobody else.
she married you.
We know. We know.
So the GTS is absolutely sexier. You do have to make one pretty minor modification to make it spicy and to make it funner, right? Funner. It's a town in Nevada.
But also, it's
right.
so sexy.
I like
though.
that.
Yeah.
It is such a good looking bike. Though.
The GTS is beautiful.
dude.
And the new GTS Super Tech in the Ghost gray color is really sexy.
I give them credit for whoever their color guy is.
Yeah. He's on the money. Yeah. Here's the trick about the BV. The BV
Thanks,
400,
Tom.
it is fucking great. I mean, it's the BV 400 is a jewel.
Teasing.
It is. I mean, it's a really, really, really good bike. It's tire combat, like the tire setup, the wheel setup, the braking setup. The BV's amazing. It's fucking great. It makes more sense than the GTS. It does. It's the same price, give or take, as the GTS. So the money's the same. The BV's more powerful. It's 400 versus 300. It's got that sweet as fuck slipper clutch transmission that works really nicely. So I do have to say, if you want, if the name of your game is that the 2022 CBR 500 ABS didn't do it for you, and I get that. Figure out a way to take a ride on a BV 400 because I think you'll really fucking like it. But then if you do ride an HPE, you might look at yourself in like the reflection in a shop mirror, like a shop window or something as you're driving by, and might just be like, fucking Vespas are sexy, man.
Well, and they have a slink.
I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me real hard.
When I would take the bikes to fill gas and test ride them, when I was prepping them, like all those, they have a slink to them. Like you hit the throttle and it's an immediate response, but it's still like your ass goes like I don't know. It's something about it.
Let's see that again.
Sure, Steve.
Yeah.
Show that again.
Stand up and do it in slow motion. No. Do it slowly. Do it.
I get paid for that.
sexy.
I paid for it.
I mean, when we put those power commanders on the GTSs, they were cool. I mean, they were fun.
Is he looking for the look or looking for the feel is the big question. Because the CB, I personally like the CB500.
Well, and
I'm
also
not gonna lie.
What about the Royal Alloy? That thing's fast as shit.
Well, the problem is it's a Royal Alloy.
I love that he says.
It sounds like he wants to go back to scooter.
If he wants a scooter, like I'd go of the two, I would probably pick the GT300. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather have the
BV is
Vespa
more
than
like a
the
motorcycle.
The BV is
because the BV is a motorcycle.
I had a much better time riding my
Just
09
step through
GTS 250, and I completely respect that.
I personally wanted a T-Max 500 until I rode a T-Max 500 and went, I could just buy a motorcycle.
The Chewbacca, Scoot Baca that we all know, that is still a 250 top end. That bore is still a 250 bore, but it's got the power commander, and it's got a lightly modified intake track, and it's got a PM tuning pipe on it, and it has
Never, ever, ever buy the freaking Aero exhaust.
No. That's if you were
Sorry.
ever considering buying
That's
a GTS
experience.
Aero exhaust, go fuck your hat right now. We've been through that. That's not
Those
cool.
are always too loud, right?
Well, no, it's honestly
No. The problem is
it's $30 cheaper. It's $30 cheaper than the Akrapovic or Akrapovic.
Okay.
It's $30 cheaper, and we had a particular customer.
Yep.
That just wanted the Aero for some reason. We couldn't get it through Parts Unlimited. We had to order it from Germans.
The Germans.
And so the thing came in, and it has given us nothing but fucking nightmares.
I am going to hack the CAN bus to make this thing not throw a code.
Nah, just let it throw code.
See?
Man. Just let it throw code. Just let it throw code. It runs fine. It's not hurting anything to run that little check engine light all the time. But the point being that just because a company sells something doesn't mean that you should buy it. Especially, I did spend no small amount of time trying to talk him into the pipe I've installed on 100 different bikes. A pipe that I install here all the fucking time that I can get from a distributor in the U.S. that we all know and love.
Is that Prima or whatever?
No, it's Akrapovic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Akrapovic or Akrapovic.
Akrapovic? I think that's the way it goes.
Yeah. So
I say Akrapovic, you say
Akrapovic. Yeah. So
Why can't we get
it's
along?
Does it end with a C or a K?
CH.
CH.
CH? Oh, then
Itch.
I say
if it was a
Hofford.
C, if it was Croatian, it would be Krapovic, right? If it ended with a C.
Right.
With a CH.
So in conclusion, we recommend you ride the GTS 300 HPE
Yeah, go ride one.
and figure it out.
Yeah, go ride
Because
one.
the BB is just going to give you the same feel as a CB.
No.
No, I
What's the big wheel? CBR 500 versus the BB 400.
It's still
It's going to be the big wheels. Well,
and all kinds of other.
yeah, because it's not going to be the push button Honda. So
I think that
which somebody over here has.
I think his conundrum is legit. I think that the BV 400
Push button.
there was a
Him.
Well, in my case, I would just
You're
buy both.
This guy right here?
You're Africa Twin. That's automatic, right?
You know,
Not Africa. No, you don't have to
Settle
push button
down.
on.
they're like different tools.
Settle down.
To
I think
me,
you're
they're
right.
different
Yeah.
tools.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, okay. You don't
There's
have that
something
one.
about riding a smaller wheel scooter.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just fun. It's quick. It's responsive. It accelerates off the line really fast.
I mean,
the BV's fast, but it's like a Ford. No, I'm just saying.
The transmission brakes at 50,000 miles. I'm sorry that I said
No.
that.
Two-state and
I'm just saying
dependable and
it's-
reliable and
Oh.
easy to ride.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
still
it's just-
no. It's
it's,
still Italian. It's none of
Cool.
those things.
Well, I mean, it's something that you would use back and forth to work.
It's like a
and if you
power
want something
wagon.
that you want to ride and
It's not
make
a
a
Honda
statement,
Forza,
then you
man.
buy the
Come on.
GTS
I
or
agree.
the 300 HP.
I
or
agree. Yeah, is this going to be? You're right. Is it transportation or is it a
statement.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, there.
And either one is going to be I mean, it's going to be fun and worthwhile to buy. Either
Do you
one.
want the Miata or do you want the Fiat Spider?
Yeah,
That's the question.
Yeah, this is a
What's more like what's the other Alpha? What's that Alpha that the Giulio or whatever it is? I mean, it's like
Yeah.
kind of like
Giuliara?
yeah.
Why would you buy a four-door Alpha?
I think
That's what I'm saying. That's what the BV is.
I think the
we gotta make? I want to Google
The Alpha.
I don't know what it is.
Giuliara.
They probably rusted 5
1999.
seconds.
I think that's my sim rep.
Hey, at your dealer
And on that note,
Thursdays.
But I do love I absolutely
Bum-bum.
I love the fact that this is, but if you all know any good all-rounders that don't weigh too much and can keep up on the highway, the one thing that we just all walked right past is
the Buddy 125.
No. The 170i is much faster.
if he says highway,
AK 650.
no, I was actually thinking the genuine G400C,
Yeah.
which is cheap and cheerful. It's going to cost you half as much as the BV400, honestly.
yeah.
It's gonna,
Hofford has 3 of them.
it's that he hasn't ridden yet, that we haven't prepped yet.
Yeah.
They're just,
Buddy's bought 'em.
They're just here.
Oh wait, God, is that more work for me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
God.
They're fun though.
No,
they're a blast.
don't work on them.
Yeah, let him prep them.
No,
That's it.
somebody else can prep it.
They're fun.
That's more
I
work.
actually love prepping.
Oh,
those
I've got an assistant now. Cool.
Yeah.
No, that 400. You know that bike you had sitting out here the other day was really that.
Oh, the
400?
SR 400.
But you know what? That was so cheap compared to the G400.
You mean
It felt cheap.
cheaply manufactured?
Yeah, cheaply manufactured
Yeah,
compared to the G400C.
They're amazingly horrible Yamahas. Why would you buy a kickstart fuel injected bike?
No, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
it had a nice. It looked okay.
Oh no, they're great. They
But when
look
you sit
amazing.
on that bike and then you sit on the G400C, there's no comparison.
Right. And
I mean-
the difference is when that SR 500 came out, it was
I mean, we're talking about limited.
$6,500.
So he had a
Production.
CBR 500. Is that what he?
He has
Yeah,
a
CBR 500.
Yeah.
Those are amazing bikes.
But what about like Dan's bike?
Well, that's,
I mean, something like that would be way better than a CBR 500.
Dan hates
I think
his
this
bikes.
guy wants a scooter that goes on the
You
highway.
hate your bike?
Yeah,
Okay, he
yeah.
wants a scooter
Oh,
That's
wait.
what he wants.
that goes on the highway.
Do they still make the Scarabeo 500?
Do you guys want to know the crazy thing?
We
That
do
I
not
just-
buy Aprilia scooters
Here's
here.
the thing that I
I mean, they look horrible and they're horrible bikes, but at the same time,
So why would you recommend it to
Because
us?
it's an Aprilia Scarabeo.
What do you have to say, Phil?
So you guys know that one of my favorite things in life is saying these two things cost the same as each other.
One of these things is no way.
So guess what costs exactly the same as a CBR 500R? A fucking Vespa 300.
Really?
They're the exact same price.
Oh yeah, no, Vespas are.
They are the exact same price. Now,
Can't say the words I'm about to say, aren't I?
it is that thing is
It's like fate.
look, the whole is more than the sum of its parts. I assure you, I have ridden no shortage of CBR 500Rs. They are fine motorcycles, but they are not exciting. They're just
Look. In the
fine
morning,
motorcycles.
in the morning, I get up, I push the button
fine.
on Mr. Coffee,
Yeah.
and it makes coffee.
Yeah, here
You know
we
what I
go.
love about Hondas? You push the button, you ride the motorcycle.
Yeah, and but when I ride my GTS, I feel like I'm doing something fucking cool. Like from the second I get on it, when I'm looking at it, getting on it, I feel like it's fucking cool. And so it is funny to me that these two machines that he's considering,
Yeah.
and the BV400 is also the exact same price. So yeah,
Find a dealer. Ride
can
the,
ride 'em,
ride the BV and the
can
GT
ride 'em.
back to back. Whichever one you fall in love with, just ride it.
he's already ridden the GTS
Do you want
250.
small wheels or do you want big wheels?
No. It legitimately is. Which one makes you feel better when you get off of it?
I don't.
Get off on it?
Those 12-inch wheels, me, we're okay. We're cool.
Yeah. Dude, we've been riding.
I'm cool with it.
How long have we've
Look
been
at-
riding 10-inch wheels for like.
Bagel embarrassed the shit out of me, and I was on a TT 600 Triumph, and Bagel wearing a scooter skirt.
Oh, a kilt?
A scooter skirt.
Oh,
like
the kilt.
Tucano Urbano.
Yeah.
Because it was chilly.
Right.
He made me feel small, and I was on 100 horsepower sport bike from Triumph. Like it had the letter R in it.
Yeah. Well.
And he just fucking
serious.
dude. He fucking just off. He fucked. He just and he just he made that noise Vespas make, and he just
Smoking a pipe. Well, doing it.
No, but
You know what?
But
You know
he was
what?
higher than elephant pussy or giraffe pussy. Fucking hell, man! The dude was leaning. He was metal to metal in the corners, upright with a scooter skirt on, and I fucking could not look.
Here's the thing.
If he was behind me, it's easier to be number two. Right. We know that. He was leading, and I couldn't catch him.
Here's the thing. When you ride like 240,000 miles, you might pick up a little
Fucking
ride.
hell, man! I'm still angry. I'm angry / embarrassed.
Phil.
I'm embarrassed.
Phil.
Yeah.
One of the few things that I can share with you that's perfect in this moment. What does it feel like to be passed by Scott Smallwood?
It's a very comfortable feeling because it happens every 3 laps.
Yep.
So if you're ever racing with this particular guy and you're on a 10-lap race,
Oh, you told us
you will
about
never
him.
see the 9th or 10th lap.
No.
In a 5-lap race, you'll never see the 5th
So what
lap.
you're describing is
Fuck that guy.
is Bagel,
dear friend.
is Bagel doing this exact thing?
It's what he's really good at.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's what
He's
he's really
spent
good
a
at.
million miles.
That's the other thing.
See,
That's what I said, you're
Exactly
gonna
that
be,
type of
You're gonna pick up some
you're
stuff.
bound to learn.
I don't
something.
think anybody's got like straight up more actual real miles on a GTS
Yeah.
than Bagel.
Like who?
Maybe.
What about that one old dude that
God,
had like
what's her name? What's her name?
86,000? It was on the 2-stroke.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
right.
say
That
this
guy-
wrong. Shoot.
But there
I
is
think he's
something.
only-
There is something to be said about riding a single bike versus like riding 20 bikes because you never really ever
what's-
get used to that one. Get totally comfortable. You go from that one bike and you go to the next
Yeah, it's
bike.
like
You're
your
not
shoe.
comfortable
Well,
again.
who actually rides 20 bikes?
Well, I mean, you know.
Only 20?
I mean,
That's her name.
I have 20 that are running,
Stephanie,
so and then I ride.
Stephanie Yu.
Yeah.
Stephanie Yu. She's got about the same amount of miles.
Steve Hofford.
So
Yeah, it's a really funny thing. I mean,
Smiling Steve Hofford.
that's it. So, anybody else got anything else?
What about a joke?
Did you bring a joke? Chris?
You know what? I got to say this. Last Tuesday, I was on I-90 East.
Okay.
There was a huge accident. And we were at standstill. And I looked over, and there's a guy on a sport bike lane splitting in, what, February 28th or March 1st. I thought, what the fuck's this guy doing?
Was there a memo I didn't get?
Well,
Is it
no.
legal now?
No.
Oh, no, he was just going for
But
it.
he's scooting down. I thought, this fucker's going to get squished.
Yeah.
And so that's the end of that story.
that's not a story. Look, tell the Nazi joke again. Knock joke.
If I tell it the right way, we're probably gonna. You're supposed to.
Can you tell me the joke where you slap me in the face again, please?
Ready?
Sam?
Oh, okay. Have you ever heard the Nazi knock knock joke? Knock knock.
Who's there?
We will ask the questions.
See? You wanted a joke to end on. There you go.
All right. For anybody who's paying attention at home, please remember to check us out. If you have any questions, comments, or lewd suggestions, it's clevelandmoto@gmail.com. My friends, remember to ride fast and take chances.
Bum, 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 bum,
Press the red button, Steve. Get us out of here. Eject.